Hello? Are we live? We're live, yay! Hey guys, Rorius here. Yeah, the 12-hour live stream thing. Um, I was very upset because we actually went for about 12 hours and 12 hours 20, 12 hours 30 minutes. Um, but yeah, YouTube can only save 11 minutes something. So a good like 20, 30 minutes at the end got cut out. Because a whole bunch of shit happened right at the end and it all got cut by YouTube. There's no way to retrieve it. Oop. Hey, Joan. And, yeah. Yeah, it's really sad because it just, like, cuts out right at the end there. But then, after the final round of Jackbox, there was a whole section of me saying goodbye, and also a bunch of last minute donations came through that I had to spin the wheel a bunch of times, and all that is just gone. Sadly, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, but I didn't think it was just gonna disappear. Well, Twitch would, yeah, I should do stuff on Twitch, but like I'd still have to. Problem with Twitch is that you have to. It doesn't have like a video system. You have to download your VODs. And I could do that. I could do that and post them on YouTube. But yeah, that's what happens. Wait. LOL. LOL. LAWHL. I'm confused. Oh, welcome, Sly. Oh. Okay, it didn't go through? Okay. Well, let's start with this really quick. Guess that sound. Is it the is it just a ha? Oh my god, I got the freaking audio. We got the wrong audio channel. 1 second. Apple 11. That would help.
Hey, 47.
Oh, what the heck? Accidentally. Okay, that's what it was. I don't know if I've actually heard that sound effect before. Is that working for system sound? Yeah, 47 here. He was 42 apparently. Only plays animated. The Game Boy. Oh, I know this. I know the original only plays audio for this. I've not seen this animation, but I know the audio. It's the Game Boy SP Blue edition.
It all started 53 years ago, back when I was a fully grown little boy. One day, while I was jumping through the street,
Ah, is it?
I happened upon a large vehicle, which clobbered me violently into a nearby window.
Clobbered me violently.
After getting my bearings, I looked up to see a young boy with a Game Boy Advanced SP Blue Edition in his tiny little hands. I had always dreamed of owning a Game Boy
this.
Advanced SP Blue Edition.
I was a
My
fully
family
grown
could
little
barely
boy.
even afford gold. He looked up at me with those big vibrating eyes. His two lower teeth quivered in confusion. Mama, he said softly. This was my chance. I ran at him screaming and stomping my feet, scrambling his brain in sheer confusion. I shoved him as hard as I could and grabbed his Game Boy Advanced SP Blue Edition, and I ran out the door. I leaped back down the street towards my home. I pulled open the door by its big smelly handle and I let myself in quietly. I snuck past my many parents and shut myself into my room. I had made it. Finally, a Game Boy Advanced SP to call my own. I will have to keep it hidden from my family. I shan't ever allow them to know. I took the Game Boy SP in my small, beautiful hands and proceeded to slide the switch to on mode. I will never forget that wonderful sound it made the first time I turned it on. And that wonderful Nintendo logo splashed my screen in sheer delight. I blew out my candle, and I pulled my curtain shut tight. I wanted absolutely nothing to get in the way of my first Game Boy Advanced SP Blue Edition experience. Suddenly, a small man appeared on screen. Shortly after, The word Mario started flashing behind him. I assume this man is the man known as Mario. I had seen adverts showing him on television. The title of the game slowly lowered itself in from the top of the screen. Super Mario. And the legend of the stolen Game Boy Advanced SP Blue Edition. My heart sank as I noticed a dead pixel in the lower left region of the screen. Beggars can't be choosers, I thought to myself, however, and I pressed the start button with my fingy. A vast landscape with clouds, bushes, and bricks appeared before my very eye. And there he was, the familiar Mario man I had grown to enjoy. I pushed left on the left button. Mario himself dashed to the left. Dust between his silly brown shoes filled the air. Amazed by his speed, I quickly pushed right to test his turning abilities. I was not disappointed, as Mario changed direction in a matter of seconds. I learned the other button functions as I played. B allowed Mario to dash at high speeds similar to my own.
Mario.
A allowed him to leap so high in the
Chris Pratt
sky
Mario
that I
edition.
screamed in fear that perhaps maybe he wouldn't come back down. Yet he always did, which engaged me in the game world even further. I quickly grasped the concepts of jumping large gaps, avoiding enemies, and climbing a big flagpole at the end of each level. I got to the 4th level without much problems. I looked into a nearby mirror and smiled at myself with one eyebrow raised, and I said loudly, "Does this game think I am not good? I can handle anything it throws my way."
Oh my god.
Suddenly, the screen turned black. And I don't just mean black. I mean so black. The screen looked like a big, deep hole. I said out loud, "Is this a hole I see before me?" And it echoed like a hole. I wiped a large chunk of sweat from my flopping brow. That was
Flopping
weird, I
brow.
thought, in a big bubble next to my head. The level loaded, but this time it took a lot longer. Mario stood in place, so I pushed right and he began running. I noticed the graphics were getting all jumbly. Also, the music was becoming less da 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 and more I was nearing the first gap of the stage to jump over. As I drew closer, I readied my sweating pink thumb over the A button. The gap was here. I pushed the button, but Mario didn't jump. He just screamed. I pushed left as fast as I could, and he ground to a halt right at the edge of the gap. I pushed A frantically and repeatedly to try and make him jump, but he just screamed and screamed. The camera zoomed in on my face as I pummeled that A button, trying to make Mario feel that air above his body. But all that filled the air were my friend Mario's screams of fear. I said no more. I pulled the cartridge from the Game Boy Advanced SP, and I threw it out of my window. It landed in some mud outside, and I laughed and I closed my window. I turned around, and I saw that the cart was back in my Game Boy. Mud oozed from its cart slot. I gasped and I said to myself, "No, it cannot be." The Game Boy turned itself back on. Mario's face appeared with hyper-realistic skin pores and bloody chapped lips. He spoke softly.
"You stole me from my humor. Now I, Mario, of Nintendo of America Incorporated, curse you forever."
I screamed aloud, louder than an eagle of the night. There must be some way to undo this curse. I decided the only way to rid myself of this curse was to beat the game. I ran up to the first gap of the level. I pushed A and
Yeah,
Mario
Mario
just
does,
screamed
yeah.
again. I fell into the hole and Mario lost a life. This is when I noticed my skin began to rot and turn slightly green. "What on earth is happening, Mario?" I asked Mario.
"Every life you lose, I will make you rot. Ha ha ha."
I asked, "How can I beat the game with only screams? I cannot jump gaps by screaming."
"Fuck you."
Mario said quietly. I screamed. I decided not to beat the game, in fear of me rotting. I decided that I was going to do the right thing. I ran out of my room, pushing my feeble mother out of my way in the hallway. Ran
My
down the street
feeble
towards the
mother.
boy's house. Thunder bellowed and rain pitter-pattered on my crying face. Finally, I reached the house. I leaped up to the boy's window and let myself in. The room was dark. "Boy," I cried out. "Boy, are you there?" I turned on the light switch. As the room lit up, I saw many people dressed in black. They all cried softly. "Who the flip are you people?" I asked with tears running down my chinny chin. "We are this boy's family," a woman replied. "I was his mother." She pointed into the center of the room, where a small coffin was suspended over a hole. My heart sank. "Is your boy inside that box?" I asked with an eyebrow raised and a finger on my chin. "Yes. A crazed person broke into our home, ravaged our son, and stole his childhood by killing him." Everything went slow. I dropped to my knees. I held the Game Boy
Hey,
tightly
Firelight.
in my clenched fist. Could this be my fault? I asked myself politely. His mother walked over to me with a big fat tear in her eye. She told me, "It really means a lot that a stranger would let himself into our home to pay respects to a boy he didn't know. I'm sure you two would have gotten along great." She then pointed to the priest and said, "Please lower our child into the earth now." The priest did just that. He pulled on a lever with a shiny red ball on it. The coffin started going down. I shoved the mother from me and I sprinted towards the coffin. I jumped on that coffin and the rope snapped. I began falling into the earth with the child inside. I heard the screams from his family echoing above. I pried open the coffin as we fell, and I shoved the Game Boy into his tiny cold mouth. "Free me of this curse, child!" I screamed at the top of my head. I noticed that we weren't hitting the bottom, and that the darkness in this hole reminded me of the dark I saw in the Game Boy. Could this
hey,
be
Mel.
what I saw before? From the darkness, a floating black and white head of Mario appeared. He said to me,
In this hole, you shall fall with the dead body of a child.
and then he Gaussian blurred away. "This is what I get for stealing, I guess," I said as I shrugged. Suddenly, Mario appeared again. He said,
Wow, it sounds like you learned your lesson. You now be free. Bye.
he clicked his mustache, and I was back in my room. I looked over on my bed, and the Game Boy Advanced SP Blue Edition was gone. My mother opened the door, and she said, "My son, my beautiful son, I make you eggs on toast." And she threw it on my bed and left, with a smile on her face. I realized maybe stealing not okay. I looked to the sky and I said, "Thank you, Mario inside Game Boy. Everything would be all right." Though the child remained
The
permanently
mustache
dead,
power.
his mother could always play his Game Boy Advanced SP Blue Edition to remember him by. Thanks to me.
Oh. Yeah. So, that freaking video, like all the versions of it I've seen. It's the way that Oni describes shit. Big fat tear in her eye. So dumb. Oh, I love it. Anyway, we got TF2 Gmod in real life. Oh, it always freaks me out when I hear that noise.
Look at me! I'm dancing! I'm the best at everything! Gotta dance! I gotta dance! I got too many rhythms over here!
Montreal Comic Con.
I'm not even winded.
Ah.
Who's that? the hell is wrong with you, stupid?
Who dares?
Oh! Yes! I did it! I'm gonna headbutt you! Wait, I'm gonna headbutt you!
Time to hide!
Stealing
Get some,
not
you
okay. Nah, that story for the previous video, Zach, by the way, that was made by a YouTuber named Oni.
He's good.
He is hilarious. During Halfway, I think it would make sense. Make less sense if I saw the whole thing.
You and me!
Possibly.
Come on, tough guy!
Break you!
You like that, Chuckle Nuts? Let's do this! Woohoo! We're on fire! Done!
How could this happen?
Freaking unbelievable! No way! Put him up,
Fight
pal!
me.
What the? You gotta be kidding me! I'm gonna beat on his skull till I hit pause. Medic! Oh, crap.
Going when the Doom music kicks in, yeah. There's definitely an element to that. When the Half-Life music kicks in, it does become Doom-esque. There's this one particular track that always in my mind is like, that's like Doom mode. For me, I think it's it's song every time. Yeah. So yeah, it's just some people dressed up in Valve stuff at Montreal Comic Con, just having a good time. Don't watch Puddle Music 12-hour loop at 10. Wait, 12-hour loop for 10 hours? Trust me. Or is it at 10 a.m.? Because it's almost 10 a.m. Yeah. How do people come up with these ideas? I don't know. It's a good question. What's this? Solution to the Fermi paradox found. Scientists hope they're wrong. Oh?
If we consider our solar system is typical of billions and billions of other similar systems, then where are all the extraterrestrials? The universe should be full of intelligent life by now that would create some kind of signal that's easy to detect. Yet, we've seen and heard nothing. There's one possible solution to the unnerving silence of the cosmos, and it could be the most chilling answer to why we've heard from no one. Because if an alien civilization does exist out...
Sorry, one second. It's really loud to me. It feels really loud.
there somewhere, they certainly know we're here, and that's something that should scare all of us.
I'm a little afraid that
before.
this video is going to get
In its
copyright
simplest form,
claimed.
the term asks the question, if intelligent life is common in the universe, then where is everybody? You might be thinking that the physicist Fermi wrote papers on the subject, and that his life work was based around finding aliens. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Enrico Fermi was a physicist who created the world's first prototype nuclear reactor. He never really wrote much about extraterrestrials. Fermi was chatting with colleagues at a lunch in Los Alamos about a cartoon showing aliens emerging from a flying saucer carrying trash cans stolen from New York City. That's when Fermi asked, "Where is everybody?" Everyone understood he was referring to the fact that there wasn't any solid evidence of alien visits to our big blue planet. The conversation then turned to the topic of interstellar travel, where Fermi concluded interstellar flight might not be possible, might not be worth the effort, or a technological civilization doesn't last long enough to invent interstellar travel. Keep in mind that Fermi was studying this in 1950, when rockets hadn't yet reached Earth's orbit. The so-called Fermi paradox, which questions the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations, actually misrepresents Fermi's views. Fermi didn't question the possibility of alien civilizations, only their ability to have interstellar travel. So what is the Fermi paradox if Fermi didn't create it? In 1975, an astronomer by the name of Michael Hart penned an article in which he said, "They are not here, therefore they do not exist."
Yeah, you're saying if you hope that if aliens do exist, that you're long gone before they get here. I think the most logical thing when it comes to aliens and the existence of aliens is that idea that, like, the majority of aliens you'll find in the solar system will be, like, not to the same technological level that we are. The vast majority of alien life will be bacteria you'll find, or, like, mossy, like, things like moss and algae and stuff like that in other parts of the universe. I think that's the most likely kind of alien thing we're gonna find. The idea of an alien civilization that that spans multiple galaxies is much much less likely because of this Fermi paradox situation, where it's like, yeah, why have we, if it is possible to be like a multi-dimensional interstellar traveling society, why have we not seen a single one? Which also begs the question about the what they call the great filter, where it's like, is there a point in civilization development that we cannot surpass? Is there a point at which most civilizations either die or stagnate? And we either have yet to reach it, or we're the only ones who made it through it, or, it's a really, really narrow filter. Only very, very specific cultures can get past, and maybe those cultures don't travel far. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Hart's claim was that if smart aliens existed, they would inevitably colonize the Milky Way. He believed that if they were anywhere, they would be here by now. But since they aren't, and we've seen no signs of aliens, it means that humans are the only intelligent life in our galaxy. And if that's the case, then looking for intelligent life elsewhere is probably a waste of time and money. But then another famous physicist named Frank Tipler came along in 1980 and elaborated on Hart's assessment and asked the big question: where would a civilization get the resources needed to colonize 1 billion stars? He came up with an interesting idea where a civilization could build an artificially intelligent machine comparable to the current human level that could replicate itself. If you sent one of these out to a neighboring star and told it to build copies of itself using local materials in that system, then you could send those copies out to another neighboring star until the galaxy would be crawling with these self-replicating machines. Tipler said that since we haven't seen any of these machines, that we're the only intelligent civilization in the galaxy.
Right.
Now, we really have no idea how many advanced alien civilizations might be out there that could pull off such a feat. But a man by the name of Frank Drake came up with an equation that gives us a rough estimate of the number of civilizations in our galaxy that might have signals we could detect, and those civilizations could exist in the thousands. Many different solutions to the Fermi paradox have been suggested over the years. One solution to the so-called Fermi paradox might be the scariest solution of them all. It's called the Dark Forest Theory, written by Chinese science fiction writer Lai Cixin. And it's possibly the most chilling theory, as you'll soon find out.
It's probably the most realistic as well.
Imagine the universe as a vast dark forest, and us humans, along with other advanced civilizations out there, are the hunters. The hunter doesn't light a torch to draw attention to himself. To be noticed might be harmless, but on the other hand, it could bring the jaws of a hungry lion, or even worse, get the attention of another competing hunter. Now, we don't have interstellar travel yet, but as far as interstellar communication, it's possible with technologies and equipment that's already available. Lasers could easily send signals across the galaxy. Of course, there could be delays in the signal, assuming the limitations of the speed of light. But we've done a lot more than just send out some radio signals. In fact, we've done everything but be silent, from deliberately sending messages and spacecraft out into space to unintentionally sending out radio and TV signals which leak into space. The Voyager probes are already on their way out of the solar system, and if there is intelligent civilization out there, they could be intercepted. These 2 probes basically carry all of humanity with them. That could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. That said, we've more than lit the torch in the dark forest. The next question is who or what will spot our signal and come back to check it out. This should make everyone nervous.
Yeah, that's the fear that it's like, yeah, maybe the universe is actually a really hostile place, and no galactic civilizations are willing to emerge to show each other their form, if you will. So, if a civilization shows itself, there might be other civilizations that, out of fear, just annihilate it from a distance with like some sort of, let's say they have like some sort of ridiculous death ray that they use to defend themselves. And, you know, as soon as someone pops their head up and says like, "Hey, I'm over here," he gets annihilated by one of these civilizations. And that's why we haven't seen anything, because as soon as anything sees us, they're like, "Oh, to be cautious, we'll avoid them." Avoid getting near them, so because they don't know what we're capable of, so they just stay away from us. Just like if we saw aliens, like, we might be cautious about approaching them. That being said, I know for a fact that the way we react when we see that kind of thing, we'd go straight into it. We'd get ourselves killed by going straight into it. So that tells me that it's probably less likely that the dark forest is real. But then again, you never know.
Famous science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke once said that 2 possibilities exist. Either we're alone in the universe, or we're not. Both are equally terrifying. We should understand that it's impossible to know the intentions of a newly contacted civilization if one was ever found. It could be possible that some alien civilization could have studied us, seen our destructive nature, and decided it's better to leave us alone. We could end up wiping ourselves off the planet, let alone worrying if someone will do this to us. We could end up being lucky, and a more advanced civilization would step in to help us reach the stars and become an interplanetary species by sharing their technology with us. There might be peace on Earth after the realization of not being alone in the universe. But we need to be realistic and ask ourselves, why would another civilization do this? Another advanced civilization out there might be scared to death of what we could do to them if they were discovered. On the other hand, it might be in civilization's best interests to shoot first and ask questions later, to avoid being destroyed or wiped out by another more advanced civilization, as we've seen in several science fiction films like War of the Worlds. Nobody knows who would annihilate who in the first meeting. It's pretty much a given that if a civilization has discovered interstellar travel, their weapons technology is likely far more advanced than anything we have here on Earth. That's what the Dark Forest theory is. That it's possible all other civilizations out there in the cosmos have chosen to remain silent for fear of being destroyed. But the scariest thing about this remains, and there's nothing we can do about it now. We've just been too noisy.
Yeah.
It could be that there are many different extraterrestrial civilizations.
But the fact that we've been noisy before we even really kind of realized we were being noisy in the space world says to me that that scenario is somewhat unlikely, because I think that it's more likely that people or if it is true, then people don't just attack the first noisy thing they see. They watch, they sit and watch as they develop, and then eventually the noisy thing goes quiet because it realizes that there's less fear of being annihilated in the real scenario of this. Because once again, if it was just that being noisy meant that you'd get annihilated, we would already be annihilated, theoretically. You love the Men in Black movies, right? Yeah, I like them too. We saw alien Twitter. Twitter would. I thought you said if we saw like an alien Twitter. What the hell is this? If we saw aliens, Twitter would probably cancel them for their horrific acts. cancel ourselves first. Also, what if there are just multiple Earths and humans that look like us? That'd probably be the least likely scenario, but if that was real, that'd be super weird.
Out there that know we exist. But the reason we don't know about them yet
That
is
would
because
make
they haven't
us
been transmitting signals.
That would make
like
everyone
we've been doing
question
from
reality.
Earth. An intelligent civilization out there that's discovered Earth might not see us as a
Mars
threat
need-
to them,
Mars
since
needs
we haven't
bombs.
reached a technological level for interstellar space travel. But they could be waiting for that moment. They could be waiting to see if we will continue to be a peaceful race, or if our planet will just become uninhabitable to all life anyway. However, it would be really tough for another advanced civilization to stop accidentally sending out radio signals into space like we do, unless they're more advanced and use another form of communication that we cannot see, hear, or understand. And that brings us to another possibility as to why we don't see or hear anything from space. Maybe there really isn't anyone out there. That's pretty hard to believe, since there are as many as 40 billion Earth-sized planets in habitable zones. But despite the fact that the universe may be teeming with hospitable planets, there's no guarantee they'll stay that way long enough for life to evolve. According to a recent study from Australian National University,
there's no promise that we'll be able to reach it in time either. Like, if we see a hospitable planet that potentially has life, we might not get there until the life is gone.
wet,
hey,
rocky
Gamerex.
planets like Earth are
Welcome to
very
the stream.
unstable when they're first formed. If any kind of alien life hopes to evolve and thrive on a Terran planet, there's a very limited window of just a few 100 million years
Also, hey, Nathan.
to get everything moving. Think about our own planet and what it's been through. From a ball of lava being pummeled by asteroids to a freezing ball of ice and then back again. The chances for life to succeed on an initially wet, rocky planet in the habitable zone is extremely difficult. It's not that life might be rare or hard to get started in the universe, but the habitable environments aren't stable during the first billion years. Of course, thanks to our Earth, here we are. We know from our own discoveries that the universe is a deadly place. All it takes is a supernova, a gamma ray burst, a solar flare, or a huge asteroid to wipe out life on a planet.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah. Interesting. I find the subject interesting. I'm someone who believes that we would at some point find some kind of alien. We'll definitely find some kind of alien life, whether it's oh. It's been removed. Okay. Yeah, I'm someone who believes that we will find alien life, but I think that the majority of alien life we will find will be bacteria, like low-level life. Maybe algae and moss and that kind of stuff. But we'll be very, very lucky if we see something like an advanced civilization like us. Play Scorn. I have considered it, but I don't own it. I don't have it. I don't already have it. I just have to I have to buy it, and I'm poor. I think we'll go extinct before we find anything. I'm such an optimist. I mean, yeah, that is a serious possibility as well. The direction we're heading. Anyway.
And my aim is.
Oh my god.
Ayuya!
Ayuya.
My aim is so outstanding. Look out! It's a heavy.
Heavy is scam making. Let us scam like me.
No!
Make scam.
No!
Well, good shot.
Thanks!
Yay.
I'm going to pull a rabbit out of my ass. No, wait, that's crap. Oh, my aim is transforming into a kangaroo with your aim is wrapped around it. Yay!
So.
Where did they get the...
Thanks. You
Where did they get my anus?
your ass will be visited by my aim.
No. Thanks.
You.
That's racist. Soldiers.
Yay!
Oh, I'm gonna glue my dick on your face.
What? Do not do it. No.
Hello. Oh. Ooh. I must learn how to do that. Do you have cocaine? Oh.
Jesus.
October 5th! Let's go! The Burger King!
You brought shit on your penis, blood, ma'am! Blood!
Let's go! To Burger King! Are you hearing me?
What was that? Soldier! Go to Burger King! Good idea! Burger King is delicious!
No! Let's go to KFC! Fuck you!
Soldier!
Yeah!
Where did Medic go?
Medic!
Malik, you saying you bought scoring?
What's that?
Fuck.
I am full of cocaine. Get in the car.
No! Heavy is car!
You son of a cunt!
Goodbye, motherfuckers! Oh, shit! Car is without fuel!
Everyone get to the car.
Roger that!
Kill them all.
What the fuck?
Are you sure?
Is this what comedy is?
I think I have to. Shit! We must stop, little car!
God damn it, Heavy! Stop recording!
I can't take it
Oh, this is hell, right? Yes, yeah.
We did not crash.
Next time, take a fucking shit with your bloody ass before you go to Burger King!
Oh, look, we are here at Burger King. Medic, wake up.
I feel like a man on cocaine.
Welcome to Burger King!
What?
Can I? It's for you!
Oh, hello, Erasmus. We would like to order
Sandwich!
damn it, Heavy.
Erasmus! Sass! Give me some fucking chicken melon! I cannot do that!
Gentlemen, I have bought all the hamburgers. I am having a heart attack.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh, no!
Bloody ass spy! I am going to kill your ass with 20 pounds of monkey crap.
What? None.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now give me my burgers back.
But they are mine. Dead.
Wow.
Dead.
Outstanding. Ceres.
That was not the spy.
No, that was Oktoberfest. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Another successful procedure.
faggot. Damn it, medic! I need that cocaine.
Soldier.
Time to come back. Yeah.
Medic. You're starving?
I am Archimedes.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. Let's eat some roadkill.
Hang on for a bit. Okay.
Neither can I.
Fuck! No! God! Fuck! An idiot! Fuck! Let's get chicken! No, let's get a kangaroo! Bloody hell!
Everyone, there is a snake on us ahead.
Sweet land of pain is let's go, go, go! What's that?
Wait, do that. Look at me go there.
Little scout, steal our car!
Fuck you.
We need to get that scout!
Move!
Where did that scout go?
I think Scout is in McDonald's!
Young to the fist.
Fucking blood clot! I hate McDonald's!
Let's get a kangaroo, yeah.
Yeah!
sorry to note your precious cocaine. I can feel the cocaine coursing through my veins.
Turn your head and not this.
Yay. Oh, yeah!
Oh, spy is dead again. You ever see American spy?
Of two minds about this. Both are pretty stupid.
This is what it feels like to cheat Minecraft.
Racist jokes are so bloody.
Would you like a blonde?
That is what it feels like.
I am a... Oh, shut the fuck up!
Deploy it.
It's just like every moment. It's just like pure insanity.
I love McDonald's.
I like how they're at McDonald's, but they had a bucket of chicken.
This would tear out your very sauce. You are not welcome in this McDonald's.
Soldier!
Not now, heavy soldier. I am We give up, skunks. We
Bootleg McDonald's.
now.
Fuck your agony.
Do you ever worry you might be going mad?
No.
I am push.
Okay.
That was an amazing cracking spree.
Yes.
Boo boo boo. What's that? Boo boo boo. Boo boo boo. Blarp. Soldier. Oh, hello, spy. You look like my mother. Damn it, spy. Get out here. Incoming. Let's go get some fucking food.
They're at McDonald's.
Oh, look, it's
Back at Burger King again.
Welcome, soldier.
Give me 10 McRats. No, wait. 20. Wait. 5, 10, 5, 10 of this, 5 of... This demo man needs cheese.
Schnell.
All right.
Well, that went fucking fast.
Wait, they have McDonald's on their tray at Burger King. I think it looks like the pirates freaking booted their car. Well, what a fucking acid trip of a video. You can't get chicken at McDonald's. Just not like a bucket of chicken. It's just not known for that to be the case. Alright, whatever the case. Anyway, I hope you took notes. I don't fully understand what I watched. God damn, I keep burping. Investigating ways to crash Half-Life 2.
Wise to heed our extraction of the Myrmidon's aromatic pheropods. The process is not entirely hygienic, therefore stand aside.
Believe it or not, the game has just crashed. But why? That's the kind of thing we'll be looking at in this video. When shooting lightning at the Guardian's corpse, it's technically the same as a regular lightning attack and still inflicts damage. Since the attack hits the explosive barrel, it then of course explodes, killing the Vortigaunt. When the Vortigaunt dies, it has a certain variable called mhTargetEnt set to null. An NPC may use this variable for one of several different purposes, but at this moment, the Vortigaunt was using it to remember which entity it wanted to zap, which in this case is the Antland Guardian's ragdoll. However, just because the Vortigaunt has died doesn't mean his code quits running. The alternative, which is to instantly remove the Vortigaunt, is a lot more likely to cause problems. A small bit of code after this is still run even though he is now dead. This code attempts to spawn the bug bait. The Vortigaunt wants to spawn it right on the same object it was zapping, that is mhTargetInt, which was set to null. This is one of the classic programming sins, referencing a null pointer. In other words, the game is attempting to access data it no longer has. When such a thing happens, a program has, to put it bluntly, two options: lie or die. If a game decides to lie, it will try to use data that maybe will be valid, but probably won't. More modern games, however, usually take the alternative, which is to die. And by that, I mean crash. On to another way to crash the...
Or, a lot of games, a lot of modern games that don't crash. Instead, they'll have backup code or something to catch the error, so that just to stop them from crashing. Or in the scenario where something stops code from working the way it's supposed to, it falls back on backup code, which will make sure that the thing always works, but it won't always work the right way. Anyway.
Game, a Metro cop standing on an airboat. This isn't actually a crash, it's an infinite loop, but it's close enough. I have no idea why this happens. Whenever I press the pause button in Visual Studio, it just takes me to some seemingly unrelated bullet-related function. My only hope of ever figuring this one out would be to use the leaked engine code that exists online. Even that might not be able to tell me everything, because that doesn't include the full physics code. It's also kind of technically illegal, so no thanks. I talked about this one in my facts series. If a citizen picks a weapon up from your hands, and then you try to throw the weapon using left click, the game just crashes.
Fantastic.
The cause of this one is kind of surprising. Usually when people talk about physically simulated things in the source engine, they sometimes refer to it as a physics object. But a physics object is in fact a very specific thing in code. The physics object is the thing that actually powers, well, all of the physics. But when a weapon is picked up, the physics object is deleted, aka set to null. When throwing something with your hands, the game will try to access the physics object. This creates another null pointer situation exactly like the first one. Although in that scenario, it wasn't that the corpse was deleted, it was simply forgotten about by the Vortigaunt. You may be wondering why the physics object would get deleted in the first place. I commented out the line that causes it and checked it for myself, and everything seemed perfectly normal. There's no more crash, and nothing bad at all seems to happen. I checked to see if maybe the weapon would exist at the character's feet as a solid object, which is a thing that can happen, but no, that didn't happen. It could perhaps be some kind of optimization, but the game ran fine for me, and that's even with Visual Studio's debugger. This crash cannot be performed with the gravity gun because it'll just lose its grip the moment the gun is picked up.
Fantastic. You waiting for somebody?
In one of the City 17 maps, there's an out-of-bounds area that will crash the game as soon as you enter it. The reason is pretty straightforward. It removes you. This creates null pointers in citizens and another entity on the map because obviously they're expecting that the player exists. If you remove those two things from the equation, however, everything suddenly, okay, well, it doesn't crash, but it's still completely broken. The thing you probably care about more, though, is why is there just a random trigger that removes the player? Half-Life 2 was built off of Half-Life 1. Over its development, it became less like Gold Source and more like the source engine we know today. Now I need to tell you about this trigger entity's flags. The flags are a set of variables that determine what things can interact with the trigger. As you can see, only flag number 1 is set, which means it will only interact with the player. But if this trigger were using the Half-Life 1 set of flags, it would be targeting NPCs instead of players. This entity was placed here before the flag values had changed, and it was never updated accordingly. This trigger was never meant to remove the player. It was meant to remove NPCs. Those NPCs are these soldiers. You can see them go in for a moment and then quickly come back out.
Oh yeah. It's supposed to
This
go
one
in and get
annoys
deleted.
speedrunners. If
but
you approach this
because of the
helicopter too
missing
quickly, the game will crash.
flag.
This is yet another null pointer situation. The helicopter doesn't know where it
Oh.
should go.
While we have a few people here, I'll do the. I suddenly remember to do the not that dashboard. Dashboard. No, stop. Stop. Oh my god. I hate it when something comes up that I look at like once and it suddenly replaces my friggin' auto search fill stuff. From stuff that I search all the time. Here we go. And do the membership announcements. Yeah. Because there's a from the 12-hour stream, there's been a lot of new members. So, yeah, there's currently 29 members, which is crazy. Actually, I should. Do I have more? Do I have more emoji slots? I forget how to access that. Wait, edit? Badges and emojis. No, cancel. Wait, where the fuck are the badges and emojis? Where'd they go? They disappeared. They've moved. Oh, here we are. Oh no, I need one more member. I need 30. Wait, I have 30. What the fuck? Whatever. It's weird. In one screen it says I have 29, and another screen it says I have 30 members. But apparently 30 members. If we get one more member, I can add another emoji to the list. Anyway, so from going through the list, can I do total time? Oh, I can do total time. Okay. So, we got Tiana with 29 months of Royal Maximilian. We've got Jonas with 28 months of Royal Maximilian. We've got Core Gamer with 25 months of Royal Maximilian. We've got Joan with 23 months of Royal Maximilian. We've got King of Fools with 19 months of Royal Maximilian. RNG with 12 months of Royal Maximilian. Fish with 6 months of Royal Maximilian. Zach with 2 months of Royal Maximilian. Fireboy with 2 months of Royal Maximilian. Okay, wait. These are all 2 months. We've got Nathan. We've got 4 games. We've got Malik. And we've got Conan. All with 2 months of Royal Maximilian. And then the rest of these are all 1 month. There's some more. No, there's some that are less than 1 month. We've got 1 month for Mecha. We've got Stray. We've got Max. Curtis. Hi, Carl. Sorry, I just realized I should check that they're all Royal Maximilian. They are. We've got Arlene with 12 days of Royal Maximilian, along with Rio, Stray. Wait, no, what the? Conan Kitten. I thought Conan Kitten was Stray. Is both accounts? God. Whatever the case. Thomas and Zia, all with 12 days of Royal Maximilian. Thank you, guys. And thank you to all the blessed members as well. Yeah. Also, just while I have your attention, if you haven't yet watched Silent Hill 2, I've been posting Silent Hill 2 videos on the channel recently. If you have not watched them yet, add them to your watch later. Add them to... Either watch them right now, ignore the stream and watch them right now, or go watch them as soon as the stream is over, or add them to your watch later, or whatever. Because Silent Hill 2 is a great game, and I've already gathered some hilarious highlights from the series. There's only been 2 episodes on this channel so far, but they're both had some really great moments. So I hope you guys would be willing to go over and check those videos out. Silent Hill 2, check them out. Anyway. Because, yeah, there's going to be a whole series of it, so I hope you guys look forward to it. Anyway.
Every place that a helicopter can go is represented by a small invisible object. These objects are linked together to form paths. It would seem like a pretty open and closed case. The player is moving too fast for the helicopter to have a suitable place that it should intercept the player at.
Right. Your teacher asked if you'd heard of Silent Hill. Nice. Silent Hill's really good. It's a really good horror game. It's Silent Hill 2 is by many considered the best horror game of all time. So if you haven't watched it, if you haven't watched the series on the channel, go watch it. I really like Silent Hill 3, but that's because that was the first one I played right through and finished, and I played it multiple times, unlocked a bunch of the secret unlockable stuff. Silent Hill 2 by many is considered the best. What's Silent Hill? An amazing horror series. Yeah, again, considered by some to be the best horror series. Well, the first 3 or 4 games, depending on how you see them. No, not at all. Silent Hill 1 came out in 1997 or 1998 or something like that. Silent Hill 2 came out in 2001. Silent Hill 3 came out in 2002, I think. I think those are the dates. And then Silent Hill 4 was like 2004 or 5 or something. And those are the ones that are, generally speaking, considered the best in the series. The ones that came out later on were considered to be... Well, they were made by different teams, and they're considered to be terrible, so... Just play the old original ones. Oh, so it came out last year. No! 2001, not 2021. Oh my god. Anyway.
But no, this is not what's happening. When the player is going too fast, the helicopter doesn't even get to its routine where it tries to find a suitable place to go to. I've done what I personally consider to be very extensive research into why this happens, but I am stumped. I have noticed a few interesting things, though. There's a certain input which is delayed 0.6 seconds after the helicopter is first told to do anything. Once this input is fired, you can move around however fast you like, and the game will never crash. The crash seems to coincide with the act of being within the helicopter's vision range at the moment that it activates. You can see this by comparing 2 logs. In the log that crashes, the helicopter reached a function that confirms it has a line of sight to the target, and that method can only be reached after a successful range check. The crash is also direction-based. You only seem to crash when moving towards the helicopter. If you're moving away from it or to the side, it doesn't crash at all. I'm not sure how any of these things could be related, but they are clues, I guess. In the process of causing this crash, there's an assert that fails. That assert is in the exact place that a failsafe for this exact situation is supposed to go, but all that's there is a comment that says, "Fix me, implement."
Of course.
I think that says plenty.
This is the part of the video where I put in a TF2 clip so I can hit the 8-minute mark.
Oh my god. Interesting. I don't know if I like. I like Pin Splash actually. I should subscribe. I probably should subscribe. Anyway, we got Robo Arm. Ooh. Very cool. We were on that Pin Splash video, but now we're on Robo Arm or Robo Hand. I guess Kay was like, no. Well, it's just some developer was like, I'll fix this later. Had the little like to do fix later. But no one ever went back and fixed it. So This is weird. I think how it's like shaking as well. It's really cool though. That's pretty wild. It's all just using like what I'm assuming is hydraulic tubes to cause tension in the ligaments. Ooh, very, very cool. There's a Honda robot. History. Oh god. Drunk bot, yeah. It needs support to not fall over. It's so weird to see this like footage. It's clearly from like the 80s, the early to mid 80s, with like robot tech in it. This looks like the precursor to Asimo, which is one of the earlier robots, walking robots. Do you have any idea how fast you were going? Yeah, this robot definitely looks a lot like what they later called the Asimo. Yeah. There it is, Asimo. I thought so. Just from the way it was moving and its like feet. Oh my god. The way it was moving and its like feet shape just reminded me a whole lot of the Asimo. But interesting to see how long it was in tech development, because yeah. Anyway, combined soldier or robot with a shield. I kind of forget that Half-Life Alyx is a thing. It feels like a fever dream sometimes in my head. Oh, welcome back, Malik. Ah, Rorius is live? Thanks, YouTube. Only an hour in, to tell you. Is this just a loop? It is a loop. Okay. Yeah, testing Combine AI. It's interesting because when I think about Half-Life and I think about the Combine and stuff like that, the technology they have, I only really think of Half-Life 2 and its expansions. Half-Life Alyx is like this anomaly that doesn't feel like it's directly related somehow. Ah, we appear to have a Nazi in the chat. Why would you choose that as your username? Ding dong, no superstition here. Neighborhood cat comes by to say hello via video doorbell. Yeah, I'm like tentatively, yeah, I was gonna say I'm tentatively waiting for some explanation. Yeah, that was cute. It's really cute. Actually, and that reminded me, I've got to, wait, do I have my, where's my free coin? Knocked on create post. God damn it. It's gonna reset me. Shit. Where was I? There we are. Where do I get my, oh, free coin, maybe? There we go. There it is. Okay. So, you're in a good, Zach, you're in good, good standing for potentially winning the coin today. So the coin for today is the Wholesome Award. So whoever posts the most, or whichever posts the most wholesome, will get a coin. But whatever the case, Peter Griffin in TF2.
This was worse than the time I was a playable class in Team Fortress 2. Put us. Put us.
I like my teams like I like my romances, in groups of 6.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Alert. The enemy has taken our intelligence.
That was good. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, to SV Pure Command. That was good. That was really good.
Have you ever installed the Team Fortress 2 mod, only to jump into a server and find out your mod is defunct? This can mean one of two things. One probability is the mod setup itself actually being broken, but the more likely cause is SV Pure. There are many types of commands within TF2, and the source engine in general, but the most important types are CL, or client commands, and SV, or server commands. Client commands differ from player to player, as server commands differ from server to server. One easy example is CL player spray disable. If someone doesn't wish to see sprays, they can set this variable to 1, and then they won't be bothered by seeing them anymore. Others may like seeing sprays, however, and have the value set to 0. Regardless of which server these people play on, their settings will remain intact. However, with server commands, variables are locked to the server you're playing on. For example, a typical pub server will not have MP tournament enabled, but a competitive match in a private server will. Now, what is SV Pure? This command controls what custom files the server you're playing on will allow your game client to use. This command has 4 possible
Hold
values.
off for now, John.
-1, 0, 1, and 2. -1 will allow
But,
all
like,
custom content,
Hawkeye,
blocking
you know,
no mods at all.
keeping a hawk's eye up.
0 blocks only a few things, such as important particle effects. A value of 1, contrary to popular belief, will block mods based on a server owner defined whitelist file. This means that you don't hate SV Pure 1, you hate Valve matchmaking servers' whitelists instead. We can check the whitelist of the server we're connected to at any time very easily. Just open the developer console and enter SV Pure. You can compare the folders to your mods and determine why certain mods are allowed and others aren't. For Valve matchmaking servers, most HUD files are allowed, but texture replacements are not. SV Pure 2 is less interesting, it simply blocks all custom content regardless. The reason Valve blocks custom textures, I would assume, is to block mods like this one I found on Game Banana. It allows you to see players through all surfaces, and will not get you VAC banned, since it's not an external cheat program. Other things possible to do with this include making walls translucent, or removing map props to make other players more visible. But of course, using these still makes you a scumbag, so never do it. Overall, I'd say Valve's whitelist is a pretty fair trade-off. Mostly. Do you remember when Valve updated their whitelist to allow for custom view model animations, only to later remove that because it was being exploited? Many were led to believe that these custom animations allowed users to reload faster, but that simply isn't true. Reloading is not handled by the view models. That would be silly. The real reason Valve cut this feature was for an even sillier reason. The in-game competitive mode has a lot of commands restricted, one being rDrawViewModel. Valve, for whatever reason, did not want users to be able to hide their view models. A user came about on FacePunch with a new view model animation pack that simply removed animations from the view model entirely, as well as hiding the view models. People adored this, and used it in Valve's competitive mode to get around the restricted command rDrawViewModel, but unfortunately Valve was not very keen on this. They quickly removed custom view model animations from their whitelist file, and left the community bitter. And look how well that turned out for them. So, in short, SVPure controls what custom files your game client is allowed to use when connected to a server.
I assumed that was mostly what it was.
Except for a few important files, a select few chosen by the server's owner, or it's none at all. The misconception that all SVPure 1 servers only allow HUDs and hit sounds is incorrect. This has been a video by Air. Thank you for watching.
I actually wasn't fully aware of that, but I knew as soon as I saw the subject matter, I was like, oh, I know what this will be. So yeah. Anyway, a phone that promises to go easy on the walnuts. What?
Welcome to S'mores' boring kitchen. Today I'm going to be demonstrating if the classic little brother can in fact crack some walnuts. With the device still completely working, I've bought myself a bag of walnuts, and I'm going to lay them out on the bench, and we're going to try and crack at least 10 of them. If this survives 10, then this truly can crack walnuts. If it survives 20, then it gets an immediate walnut award. Whatever that is. Also, our special guest is Ripley today. Round of applause for Ripley. Now these are rock solid walnuts here. I have a feeling this won't be able to break through them, but we'll see. Can you believe that I paid $8 for a bag of walnuts that I'm not ever going to use after this? Here we have 10 walnuts and a working classic little brother. Let's see if it can break at least one. Okay, that was a fail.
Shit.
That's 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the back cover fell off. That's okay though. It did it. It wasn't lying. I now have a shitload of mess to clean up, and the bottom only got a little bit scuffed up, so that's not too bad. Well, let's finish it off then. I'm just going to go ahead and smash each of these and create more of a mess, and if this does survive, then this truly is a winner.
This is entertainment you paid to see. I didn't pay anything.
That's enough destruction for today. I am giving this a pass on the walnut cracking test. I'll just power it on just to make sure. There we go. It's going to be the very long startup, but I'm pretty happy with that.
Why does it play an entire song before it starts up?
Feeling when you now have to clean up a whole bunch of walnuts that you've cracked with a cheapo phone off AliExpress. Bottom is definitely scuffed up, I'll show you soon, but it survived. Amazing. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, well, I hope you all enjoyed that mayhem that was the easy on the walnuts, walnut cracking test thing. It survived. I honestly thought that it would just fall apart when smashing all of those nuts, but nope, that's the bottom of it though. It took a bit of a beating, but it's still all in one piece. Nothing got inside of there either. I made sure that it still charges.
Barely
reverse charging
scuffed as
still
well.
works.
It's just like
Not
regular
too bad
wear
for this
kind of
classic
scuff.
little brother. As I said, was not expecting it to survive. Also, I can let everyone know now that I have received $53 Australian back for the shipping costs. So the
Anyway, it's fascinating. So it's just, it works as a walnut cracker. Why you would want to know that, I have no idea.
On today's installment of
This is
Random Games with
nuts.
Random Objects, we're playing Portal 2 with these screwdrivers. What I'm doing, it's
Oh
pretty
my
simple.
God.
Is just I use this one to tap my keyboard, and then I use this one to move my mouse. I'm not allowed to touch the metal of the screwdrivers or the keyboard or mouse directly. So Portal 2 has 9 main levels, and the goal tonight is to get to the beginning of Chapter 5. I think it's going to be pretty tight within the 2.5 hours we've got. And if I can't get to Chapter 5, I have to do 100 push-ups for you all. So starting off, we're going through the first chapter. This is kind of the intro, and I'm just getting used to using these screwdrivers to move around. I feel like this guy is like everyone's profile picture for like 5 years. And it's pretty awkward, and there's a lot of running around, which running around takes me a while.
I don't think I ever
Mostly just
used
story,
Weebly
though, not a
as
lot
a
of
profile
puzzle
pic.
solving or really mechanics. You know, he's just turning on the evil death robot again. And so Chapter 1 took me about 30 minutes. Chapter 2 was honestly the easiest chapter for me because it was still kind of like a beginner level kind of tutorial, and not too much running around. And then also I'd kind of started to get used to the screwdrivers. I found this strategy where I could use this yellow one and put it in the mouse wheel right here, and then I could just kind of move it around like this, and there wasn't too much advanced platforming. So I was able to get through this in about 20 minutes.
I used
Chapter
Peabody.
3, wait, is this
I used
actually the third
Peabody as a
chapter?
profile
Going
pic.
into Chapter 3, things are starting to get tight. I have a little more than an hour left, and to be honest, things are getting a little hard. It's getting to points where I have to very tightly aim my mouse, which just takes forever because the mouse kind of slips and slides when I touch it with the screwdriver. And also it introduces these laser and light bridge mechanics where you have to be pretty precise with your aiming and
Guitar Hero
movement.
with a
And
sorry.
so this is starting to take
It's
me a
like two
little
with
bit.
a Guitar
Also,
Hero
I don't
controller.
remember
Holy
how to
shit.
solve it anyway. Like it's hard for me to figure out what the solutions to these are. And so after 45 minutes, I end up with 45 minutes left on the clock. That last one took me 45 minutes to complete, and I still have a harder set of levels with 45 minutes left on the clock. It's not looking good. Chapter 4 has, in my opinion, one of the hardest levels. And it's not hard because it's difficult. It's hard because I'm dumb. Spoiler alert, the mechanic of the level is that you need to use the sky bridge to prevent these blocks from colliding so that they both land over here. I could not figure this out. I spent 20 straight minutes just walking around the level trying to figure out what was going on. I guess I didn't see this white part where you can put it. It's really obvious in retrospect, but eventually I get out of the level and I have 20 minutes left. I ended up getting this guy to pop into my chat who's a Portal mod developer, and he's telling me right now that I have no shot at winning. The coming levels are kind of difficult mentally as well as technically difficult. And this level has a thing where I have to jump, and then mid-jump I have to shoot a portal really precisely so that I land over there because I need to throw the block over there. And so the pressure is on. After embarrassing myself on that last level, I have to prove to my chat that I can clutch up. And so I finished the technically difficult level in only 8
What
minutes. I have
the?
12
You
minutes
just
left
walked
to
straight
do
past
2
the
more
turret.
levels. The next level is a brain challenge. You have to line up these lasers in a certain way so that they all go through the
Joel
same
is a
portal
fine
and
source
then
guy?
line up with these
Ah.
3 little laser receptor thingies. Because I'm scared to do 100 push-ups, I was able to do this in 4 minutes, and now I've got 8 minutes on the clock to do this final technical running portion. The mod developer in my chat is telling me that I'm kind of screwed because this is a long run and gun section where I have to do some intense turret dodging. I don't know. We're about to find out.
Tragic
2 more maps now.
consequence.
Oh, really? Okay. Yo!
What's going on? Who turned off the light?
The lights. Okay. I'm going. This way? Okay. I'm coming, buddy.
The irony is you were almost at the last test.
Oh my god.
Intense turret burner.
Oh my gosh. That was pretty precise. 5.5 minutes and 1 more map. Alright.
You're okay? Great, come on.
I'm going.
This way, this way. Go, 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 go.
I'm running. Please don't kill me, robot. This is so intense. Which way do I go? In here? Okay. Whew. Here we go. Okay. Whoa. 3 minutes 50. This is some high intensity gaming tonight. Okay. Wait, is that it? Chapter 5, The Escape? Let's go. I think that's it, right? Fortunately, I was able to speedrun that turret section and somehow finish with just 3 minutes left on the clock. The 100 push-ups punishment will stay in the wheel, and now we're going to roll for the next game challenge. Oh. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Okay, we got balloons, tower defense. Okay, so I'm playing with my wallet, which we'll figure out how I'm going to do that. I have to eat a banana peel. Yummy. So if you want to see that go down, follow me on Twitch. And if you don't want to do that, I'll post a video about it. So thanks for watching. See you next time.
Yeah, this guy's only got 200 subs, but he's got interesting ideas. He's probably gonna grow really fast. I like the idea of the spin the wheel 3 times. You got the you've got the game wheel, how you're gonna play it wheel, and then the punishment wheel. That's cool. I like that idea. I wonder if this ties into Half-Life 3 somehow. What is this? Let's all go subscribe to that guy. And then just like stop watching Rorius. No, I mean you should go, yeah, you should go subscribe to him. He has cool ideas. And he makes nice short videos. He seems to stream as well, so if you're interested, go check out his channel. It's both at the same time. Aw, thank you. Mysterious graffiti in Gravenholm. Huh. It's from 2005. Holy shit. Is this gonna be spooky? It's funny because I remember when I originally, well, not when I originally played it, but like shortly after originally playing Half-Life 2, I didn't really find Ravenholm scary. I've never really found it particularly scary. But if you put the ambience right, if you use the ambience just right, it can be really creepy. Yeah. Huh. Wow. The designers are using the same texture. This looks, I know, I mean it might be, but this feels like it's a made up creepypasta thing. Yeah, I know this system. Yeah, it's like video recording, except without having to record actual video. It records the states and actions of everything in the world. Yeah.
Let me read a letter I received.
My theory to add to this theory is that the Umbrella Man pulls Freeman out of the world when the command is typed. To me, this reads as though it's like a demo file playing in the wrong map. But I'm pretty sure this is just a creepypasta someone's made up. The aggressive swinging and camera movements are upsetting. You enjoy the swinging and camera freakouts.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Laughs at his only level 60 casual level. I think my level's even lower if I recall, but I don't remember. That one was a little bit funny. 5. Ah! You hate how you know most of the TF2 maps? Right, yeah. Oh no, not 5. Anything but... Ah, yeah, here it is. Here it comes. I was waiting to see something like this. That's in VR, yeah. Honestly, every time it loaded a map that was like a large map that you just see like a whole bunch of the map, and it just sat there for a while, I was actually looking around to see if I could see like a figure. Why did I think of the Half-Life 1 Bonnie being like, you're gonna wish you haven't done that. You're gonna wish you hadn't done that. Every once in a while you get a really strange demo recording like that. Type 5 demos. That's why the soldier died at 5. Yeah, yeah. Type 5. Potus. And ones like these, I keep expecting to see something somewhere. Wait. Please take a seat. Special presentation. Okay. Let's ask Gabe, yeah. Yeah, yep. Now suddenly. Of course. Of course, it's also in VR. 2005, in VR. Fraps. With fake fraps. Expecting a jump scare any second, yeah. Mm. Yeah. No hazard suit debunked. Oh. Wait. Hmm. Skybox. I was like, what is going on here? It's also filmmaker thingy. Well, interesting. An interesting concept. Yeah. No, I could tell. I felt immediately, like right near the start, I was like, this is a creepypasta. Kai, can I request a video? The way that these streams work is I get you guys to post videos on the Rorius Reddit, and I just watch them in order of that they're posted, so as to not have favoritism. Because early on, when I used to do these reaction stuff, people used to suggest stuff live all the time, and so people who were well known to the channel got priority half the time, and people felt it unfair. So now I just watch I just watch whatever is posted on the Rorius Reddit in order. You nearly crapped yourself. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what is this? This looks like kind of nightmare fuel. Just gonna skip ahead a bit. Oh, something you can do now is you can do this. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. I like Half-Life 2 scary. Have delete player triggers scattered around each map, yeah. Hopefully Gordon learned his lesson. We can only hope. I don't like how their eyes glow. Stick to body pillows, not this shit, yeah. This is upsetting. I hate this. I actually hate this. I get why people want to do this. Yeah, I get I get the concept. And I'm not necessarily opposed to robot like servers. But this ain't it, fam. This is creepy. Yeah, it's really upsetting. It's rude to stare. Where's the manager? Imagine screaming at this servant and it crying. I like how it has the little like cup holder thingy so that it doesn't drop the cups by accident. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, if you want to have a robot server, you give it goofy characteristics. Like, yeah, big googly eyes and stuff like that. Yeah. Again, not necessarily opposed to the concept, but it's just... I think we need a few more years of research and development before we can reach the, what they want this to be. I do apologize. I slept a normal amount of time, but I'm all snory, I'm all, I'm all, yawny and sleepy. Mustn't have slept well last night. What I do like is that in Japan, they have stuff like this. I'm assuming this is in Japan. It's Japanese characters and stuff. Yeah. I like the fact that you can get small little independent, oopsies, little independent, like, businesses, stores and the like, that can do stuff like that to, you know, to test things out and try things out and, yeah. But yeah, that ain't. I'd be too creeped out to go in there. That ain't it, fam. Breeding frenzy. Oh dear. Stalkers are so creepy. They always have been. But so they're advisor hatching chambers. Oh damn, this is supposedly from 2005, or it's Fraps, so it's old. I was gonna say, theoretically, this could theoretically predate GLaDOS.
Accept advisory, control and oversight. Submit and be subsumed. Submit and be subsumed.
It's weird to think that, yeah, before GLaDOS existed, there was the Combine Overwatch voice that had the same voice actor. She runs out of power, does she just like limp down the Ice World Black? I imagine so. If they're not every idea is a good one. Yeah. Rorius default. Anime robot servants. Yeah. Bonius. Hey everybody, this guy's a phony. He's phonius. Go from my computer screen to phone screen. Ah, yeah, yeah. Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah. TY phonius. Yeah. Unholy bathtub. Wait, are they both like humans? It's just a baby on the bed. Yeah, I want a refund. It just stares at you with dead eyes. Never mind. I'm just gonna go. Teachers will take it. Oh, don't like that. So yeah, so it's for birthing humans. She's fine. I don't know about that. I don't like the noises I'm hearing. An alternative version. Oh, the forest. Yeah. The end game section of the forest. Well, what the fuck? That was weird. It's good. These are good videos for the Halloween like spooky watch. Okay, something weird you can do in Portal Unity. Oh? It's Portal Unity.
I've been told that I cannot help you in this chamber and that you must work it out yourself. Good luck and be careful.
God, I haven't really thought about like the original version of Portal Unity in so long.
Please deposit the portal gun in the effigy
That was our
sites
attempt at a
of the recovery
demonstration of
areas
how the
within
orb
its
works.
room.
It's the worst demonstration ever. That's why I completely removed that section. Right, yes. Yeah. I made the orange portal placement pretty foolproof, like it's oh. What the? Whoa. I've never seen that one before. Yeah, it's completely broken. I was gonna say, at least at this stage, you've basically already solved the puzzle with the level. I don't know how this was, Nathan. I don't know how you managed to do this. Oh, yes. Did you have captions, do you? Wait.
Please deposit the portal gun in the effigy sites.
Wait. I saw that. It involves the orange portals going back and forth. Yep. Why did that happen though? Why did that cause it to do that? I don't understand why that would cause the issue. Something's caused it to change which portal it's targeting. But that shouldn't happen. Experiments will be in the portal 1 style. Ah. Right, yeah. Fair enough. Wow. I never really liked having I never liked the auto portal feature. It's why we gave you the portal guns stuff, like, really quick in Portal Unity. But I don't understand why that happened. Stick to making 2D games. Fair enough. Problem is that you don't always, when it comes to games like Portal, you don't always have access to all the things that, you know, that you can do. Like, I'm relying on it to, yeah, the auto portal. Yeah,
Congratulations. What you've just received.
Once you deposit the portal gun, all the auto portal stuff just turns off.
It's the fully functional portal gun. This version can fire both the blue and the orange portal. Use this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I still don't fully understand how the I'm trying to think of how the code is working in the background, because what it's clearly doing is clearly because what happens is what it's doing is it's placing a portal a named there's always a portal on that surface. Technically, it's just being disabled and re-enabled whenever you go through the things. So there's a portal that exists on the orb side, and there's a portal that exists in the room side, and they're essentially the same portal, except one has one name and one has another name, and it's disabling different portals. And yeah, up until the point where you broke it, like if you have a portal there, it just it destroys whatever's there and creates a new portal with, you know, it re-enables that portal that's supposed to be there. So I don't understand why when it enabled the portal in that second half, it enabled the portal, but then you placed the portal right next to it, and that somehow broke the portals. Because surely the orange portal that appears, even if it appears out of position, it should still be the named portal that spawns in, and so it's because it's accessing those portals by names. How did the blue portal gain the name of the orange portal, and so therefore start like disappearing and reappearing? I don't fully understand, unless I'm misremembering how the portals work in Hammer. Maybe the portals work differently than I remember. Hammer. That was a custom portal sound, yeah. I believe we used custom sounds for both portal options. I don't think we were using unnamed portals. I'm pretty sure we were using named portals. But maybe we weren't. Maybe we were using unnamed portals. Maybe I just had the IDs. But even then, the IDs should be enough to tell it to only create the orange portal. I don't understand what's going on there. Yeah, I thought they were named, but maybe I'm starting to wonder if they have to be named, because in order to access them, in order for the triggers to change the portal state, it has to be a named portal. So it's got to have been named. And then there's also the matter of when you make an auto portal system, it has to have an ID, and that ID relates to whether it's the blue or orange portal. Because there's IDs for the sets of portals, but then there's also in the auto portal thing whether it's an orange or blue portal. Why was it spawning? I don't know. There's clearly some background stuff that not in Hammer. There's clearly some like Portal game engine stuff going on in the background there. That is, I don't know, weird. Oh, you're about to turn, Malik. You're about to turn another age. Turn one more age unit. Well, on my end, it's about 30 seconds. I'll just quickly... An interesting discovery. Oh, no. God damn it. Alright, well, we'll do the countdown. I was gonna like it, but whatever. Alright. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Malik. Happy birthday. You are older now. It's like, here's your present. Oh boy, what do I get? Older. This age. Yeah. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Crashing a fake antivirus. Oh. Oh god. I've been watching a lot of Minecraft
Hello
stuff
everybody,
recently.
in this video we will revisit the infamous rogue called Windows Accelerator Pro. That fake antivirus isn't anything special, it's just yet another identical copy of AV Security Essentials, which is another identical copy of Windows Ultimate Booster, which is yet another identical copy of Ultimate System Guard, and so on. There are so many clones, you can't really pinpoint the original. And thus, it belongs to the Fake Vimes rogue family. That family was mainly prevalent during the sunset of rogues, 2013-2014, likely when the Fake Vimes template got leaked and many unscrupulous people got a hold of it. Regardless, I'm here to show you the sickest way to get rid of the final Fake Vimes version and many of its clones. Now check this out, the normie removal guide is telling you to boot to safe mode with command prompt. And I guess that's the way to go about it, since, well, the rogue overrides the shell registry key inside WinLogon. And the safe mode with command prompt does not start the shell. Basically, fuck that. I've got a better removal guide for you. Let's go ahead and start the fake antivirus, wop.exe. Now I know what you're thinking about. No, it doesn't mean that. It stands for Windows Accelerator Pro, the abbreviation of it. It asks for administrator permissions, guard and 4 random letters.exe. It's mainly for the task manager blocking ability. Let's go ahead and click yes. Watch out, Windows Accelerator Pro is starting up. And the UAC got turned off. Excellent. Oh shit, my computer's rebooting. What's happening? Alright, the shell has been overridden. Can't open the task manager either. Could probably hold Control-Shift-Escape and try something. That's not gonna work. The working process is terminating the task manager. Well, it's time to remove it. It's working. I'm getting closer. There you go. Guard has stopped working. I wonder why. And with that, we can start the task manager. So there you go, amateurs. This is how you remove the rogue. Now the rest of the cleanup is rather simple. First, hop on the registry editor, regedit, find the shell value. It should be somewhere in the software hive. I think it's software Microsoft Windows NT, current version, and WinLogon. There it is. Here's the overridden shell value. Here we got the fake antivirus, and we got the absolute path from it, so that's great. Change it back to explorer.exe, the default value of your shell. Can close that freely now. Now go to the path, it's in app data. We've got result1, which is a database file. Kind of wonder what is it? I actually kind of want to open it in Notepad. Let's check it out. No, wait, it's the result one. Oh, there you have it. It's probably the database of detections that it should show you.
Right, yeah.
That's cool. Go ahead and remove both of the files, and you should be good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Sometimes you have to get creative in removing malware. Thanks for watching, and take care.
That is hilarious. So yeah, this fucking malware that looks like it fucking bricks your computer. You can just cause it to crash and then fix your computer really quick, real easy. Fascinating. Anyway, it's Half-Life 2, but G-Man is after you. So I'm not gonna be able to play this whole thing. It's half an hour.
Hey guys, Boney McBonerton here, and
Boney
for this
McBonerton.
Sunday upload, I've got something special. To be honest, before this recording session, I actually couldn't really figure out what I was going to be doing in this video. Like, I originally planned that I was going to be playing the next bot game mode in VR chat, but I realized that requires a stable internet connection, and I kinda don't know if I have that at the moment.
That's fair.
So, I was looking
that
through Gary's
sucks.
mod, thinking if I could find another next spot to chase me, and while going through some stuff, I found something I totally
How
forgot
many
I
keys
had
did you hit in that
installed.
time span? A
So
lot.
apparently some psycho out there made a version of Half-Life 2 on the workshop.
Jeez, stalker.
But it's where G-Man is constantly chasing after you. And that sounds terrifying. And I don't think I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do this, so this is what I'm gonna go with. I'm actually kind of excited.
How many views did you get for this?
I also have
not
to
bad.
apologize if I sound weird. I can tell that I am already starting to slowly get sick. Like,
I hate that.
I've
I
taken
hate
a lot
that
of vitamin
feeling.
C pills. I've chugged water. Because, honestly, the last thing I want to be on Halloween is sick. I want to go out and terrorize people. I want to make kids shit themselves with terror.
Wow.
With this mask.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking care.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not
Is this the same?
Quickly, I did a
This is the same.
little bit in that video. Go back a little bit in the video right now. I swear, G-Man paused what he was saying while I was talking. That was scary. Black Mesa Let's Play of Half-Life. Well, technically I did a Let's Play of Black Mesa and then Half-Life 2.
the right man in the wrong.
That's actually just the normal pause.
What he was saying while I was
That's just a
talking.
normal
That was
pause, but he just
scary.
happened to speak in that
Okay, so
pause
before we go,
time
I'm gonna give myself
perfectly.
a few weapons. I don't know how fast he's gonna be chasing after me, so I'm a
Portal
little
gun.
scared. Okay, let's give myself the
Yeah.
Crucible.
I was gonna say the Unmaker.
The beam.
End of the line.
Ah, my. No, come here. Fuck you.
Green laser. So how? Oh.
Oh shit! Oh shit! He's gunning after
He's just
us.
running.
Out of my way, man! Out of my way, son! Woo! I'm stuck and he's coming. Why am I stuck? I had to V-clip to get myself unstuck. Oh. Oh, okay. Listen, man, let me through. He's coming. Oh, God.
He's waiting in line.
Waiting in line.
He's slowly pushing
phased
his way
through
through the
them.
line. What happens if he gets you?
I don't want to get near him. I don't want to get near him.
The work people have done for the portal gun mods for
Oh god, I
Half-Life
see
2 are
one
getting
squirrel.
way better.
Okay, awesome. Let's go. Okay, it seems like we lost the G-Man for now.
I remember with the first portal gun mod they added, I remember ever seeing
Gee,
for
I sure hope it's not
Gmod,
Barney.
it just literally teleported the player. It just did like a really simple player teleport.
I don't like how you said that with the southern accent. I've decided to not use the portal gun because that seemed a little cheap. Offense with those citizens.
Yeah.
Why? No clue why I loaded back in here. What the fuck is? Okay, just crowbar from now on.
I knew it. I was like,
shit!
what happens if he gets you?
Oh, fuck you, let me through, let me through.
It doesn't seem like he does anything.
I can't pick anything up! Get back! I mean it!
It's like panic-inducing because of the way
shit.
that
He is
Half-Life 2
relentless.
NPCs run.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, it's panic-inducing because of the way they run, but I don't think he does anything by the looks of it.
Oh my god, no, get away. I don't know, this is scary, I don't know what happens if he catches me. Fuck you, you can't catch me. You can't do shit, fuck you. Eat my dick.
He's gonna appear through another door up ahead.
You're still there, right?
I like the idea that he uses doors as like teleporters. Teleport spots.
Okay, I think I lost him. Ooga booga booga.
I was genuinely expecting him to come through that door at the end there behind the combine.
Oh my god!
Jesus.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's time to get me out of here. No, don't touch me. Don't. What happened? What happened?
The mod where G-Man kills you if he touches you. Oh my god.
What happened? What happened?
He just skipped to Black Mesa East.
What's going on?
But he walks. Ah, I see.
Okay, it
It
jumped.
reminds me of that. It reminds me of that game. That what the hell is his name? Is it Coomer? No. There's that horror game that's based on Half-Life 1, based on the AI series that was made ages ago. Where it's I played it on the channel. One second, I gotta look it up. wait. It's got Gordon in the name, I believe. Goodbye, Gordon. It's a game called Goodbye, Gordon. What was it? Yeah, Dr. Coomer. It reminds me of this. Hey guys, Rorius here.
Better get a move on.
Yeah. I saw Markiplier play this, so I thought, I gotta play this. I gotta play this for the channel. I believe this is pretty short.
Dr. Coomer required play coins.
Yeah. And it begins. And you're running around with a flashlight. And I've got to find a bunch of play coins around an area that's looks very similar to... I cannot sprint. 'Twould seem. Yeah, that's an area they like added to the game. Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ. It's like full of jump scares I and wasn't stuff. looking towards it. Oh. Oh, I can hear him. I can hear him walking around. Uh-oh. Hello, Gordon. Yeah, anyway. That's what this is reminding me of.
Ooh.
Time.
Oh shit! Oh shit, he's back! Stuck at the. Ow, ow, ow! Let me in! Let me in! Let me in!
How long is this vid? It is half an hour, so we're not going to watch the whole thing.
Hello.
I was really expecting
G-Man for a second there.
I was really expecting
I got
G-Man to be in
genuinely a
the
little
thing there.
Hello. Gorbo Freeman. What am I? What am I? Don't let him touch me. Don't. I don't know what he wants.
I'm actually surprised they brought him in so early. There. Yeah, what happens if he touches you? Hurry up, Mossman!
Hurry it up.
I'm assuming he just hits you with his case.
I don't care. I want. Okay. I haven't. Oh. Just help me to toy.
Agreed.
I don't want any. I don't want any. At least I don't die when. He's not gonna get in. He's not gonna get in. He's not gonna get in. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, G-Man. Oh, fuck you.
Please let him appear in the other rooms. Yeah.
What the?
Perfect.
It's a chef's hat. He's there
Brilliant.
too. You're seeing this, right?
Oh god, you have to go through this whole cutscene section with him chasing you. Yeah.
Gorbo Freemo.
Let me get a look at you, man.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought as much. It's like I think he just.
Last time I saw you, I sent you up for help after the residents
Oh. Well, oh, I can't actually move
Oh,
around him too long.
okay, I see. So yeah, you just have to keep moving around.
Just go in here. Stick you in this.
We'll get you out of that hazard suit and back into your lab coat where you belong.
No.
Let me just finish up some work and I'll see what I Mr. Freeman.
Oh dear, it's gonna break the scene though.
I'm looking forward to working together.
I had to lift it up.
Feel free to look around.
No. Oh god, no! Okay, so apparently if he stands around me too long, like
Anyway, let's move on. That's a funny mod though. That's good. That's clever. The ones that are my favorite parts are the parts where it's like it's scripted, where it's you see it with the fucking chef hat on. Perfect. Ooh, had to write another essay. Yeah. It's really dark. It's hard to, oh, there we go. Okay. So this is ice cubes. I was in our apartment building and my brothers had gone to visit our cousins, and I did not want to go, not realizing that there was absolutely nothing better to do. My parents were asleep in their room and locked the door because I was an 8-year-old. And a really annoying one, to be honest. So there I was, sitting on the couch at home, all alone, extremely bored, and more importantly, really hungry. So, I went to the fridge and found everything 8-year-old me hated, which included everything 8-year-old me hated because I cannot remember what was in the fridge. Wow. After being disappointed, I reached up to open the freezer to which I found a tray of ice. This ice tray looked as old as the fridge itself. Wait. This ice tray looked as old as the fridge itself did. Yet I still decided that would be my meal. I used the turn mechanism to try and empty the ice, but it did not budge. So I got a totally safe knife and tried to pry it out to no avail. I put it under warm water. Nothing. Banged it relentlessly. Nothing. At this point, I thought it was indestructible, and my very ingenious solution was to lick it directly from the tray. Do not lick old ice. Unsurprisingly, my tongue was stuck, to which little old me responded by screaming bloody murder, which was quite hard when your tongue is stuck to a big piece of plastic. After my screaming match with myself was over, I picked up the ice tray and tried pulling it off, which was painful and did not manage to work because my tongue was basically superglued and wrapped in tape 235.6 times over the stupid tray. I decided to run to my parents' room and bang on the door like my life depended on it, while screeching, unfortunately, they were still sleeping and couldn't hear me. Quoted 24 hours after the incident. After realizing my parents were completely useless living bags of flesh, I just sat down rethinking all my life decisions, which lasted about 2 seconds as I really did not make a lot of decisions as I was 8. I stood up and went to the door so I could get my brothers from my cousins who were just downstairs. But eventually decided against it, as why would I want them to see me like this? That would be so embarrassing. Which was an amazingly awful insight from an 8-year-old me, who proceeded to pace around the room, ice tray in hand, trying to think of a solution. That's when I had a great idea of doing the exact same thing I tried earlier, but hoping it would work. And it did! But it took something else with it. I pulled off the tray and saw the skin of my tongue lying there in a bloodbath, taunting me. To which I started crying, and that finally got my parents out of the room. It probably did not look too good to see me crying in front of a bloody ice tray, with the kitchen in just as big of a mess as I was. But at least I still have my tongue, or at least most of it. Wait. There's another page. At the end. Okay, yeah. Well. I wouldn't necessarily think that... I wouldn't call that an essay. I would say that is... It's more like a short story or a creative writing piece. But it's really good. Really well done. And all my stumbles were... upon inspection, all my stumbles that I made were totally my own fault. It was well written. It was a draft. Right. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, this one might be too much to handle. You have been warned. Aww. Aww. We had to write a realistic nonfiction? Right. Yeah. Adorable. That's like that, one of the most wholesome, adorable things you could ever come across is the fact that cheetahs, when they're by themselves, are really, really nervous animals. So what most zoos do, in order to get the cheetahs to be a bit more playful and show their face more in front of humans, is they give them a support dog. When they're really young, they bring a puppy in, and they basically have the cheetahs grow up with a puppy companion. And they therefore have, like, something to reduce their nervousness. Support dog. Cheetahs have support dogs to make them less anxious. Which is so cute. Anyway, Phasmo compilation. Oh, whoops, I opened it twice.
Hi YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome to the
Insym.
first Best of Phasmophobia show.
I was gonna say, I remember Insym is... I've actually seen some of his stuff before. He's a mostly Phasmophobia YouTuber. He was involved in... He was a little bit involved, not really. But he was a little bit involved in the controversy stuff to do with Phasmophobia. So I don't know if I feel right about watching that video. I think I'll skip it for now. Yeah. It's not so much that he wasn't directly involved. He was just he kind of brushed off the allegations in the early stages of the interaction of what was going on, and sort of downplayed it. Yeah, I'm sure Insym is fine as a person, but just for now, well, I'm just gonna skip it. I have a game I've been working on based off my friend's game. Yes, this is Scratch. Should I keep working on this? Oh. Two Nights with John. 2 Nights with John 2. Back for more. Soon. Okay. Is it like a FNAF style horror game? Maybe like the 2D FNAF stuff? It's cool. Yeah. I mean, I always support game development stuff. So yeah. Anyway. Source Filmmaker Meet Gmod Episode 4.
Yeah, put this nope. All right.
Weirdly cute.
Ain't that cute?
Schematic for you?
I don't understand.
Soiled diaper. Uh-oh, little baby. Mama, heavy is here. Mama, heavy. Yes. Look.
Oh my god.
Oh, now would you look at that? Pepsi can.
Oh my god.
Sorry, little man. Your mother and
I love you.
This fucking video. It's okay. I loved it. It's so weird. As is tradition, new DRG update summary. This is Plagueful.
Season 3 is here after the longest wait for an update in DRG's history. A new season theme, event, and warning take front stage for new content, but coming along for the ride, there's 4 new grenades, more cave variety, a small addition to deep dives, a new performance pass, and all sorts of little things to dig into. Before we start, I'd like to mention I'm on an experimental build of the game while writing this, so some of the gameplay might feature some differences. Some of the smaller details like equipment stats probably have changed a little bit since I'm talking about them, so just keep that in mind. I'm so excited to talk about Plaguefall, and I don't want to wait anymore, so let's get moving. There is currently a comet passing through the star system, which would be alright if it wasn't spitting out a bunch of little meteors onto Hoxies. These contain a lithophage, which is a life form that bores into rock and stone, and worst of all, it's carrying a dormant infectious virus with it. As these meteors age, they evolve into contagion spikes, which spread throughout the terrain of the planet, producing yellow pustules containing the virus, which was quickly named rockpox. Contagion spikes breed larvae that carry the disease, frantically looking for a host to infect. Currently, only grunts and praetorians have been affected by this, but the results aren't pretty. Grunts endure severe physical changes, making them numb and stiff, as well as growing large blisters that will deal immense damage to the enemy when ruptured. Praetorians have a more severe reaction to the virus. Some of the symptoms include sprouting tendrils, resistance to physical harm, projectile vomiting, increased appetite, necrosis, and also a little bit of a sore throat. Poor guys. When encountering rockpox praetorians, do not try to attack them anywhere but on the blisters, as the infection has made their armor extremely tough. As of right now, the larva cannot use dwarves as a host, which is extremely good news. That being said, the chances are high that it's going to evolve and infect more enemies later down the line. As you can imagine, this threat is very concerning to DRG, and they've put it on the highest priority to deal with. There are a few things that need to be done to combat this new threat. When you're in a cave, there's a chance that a meteor will be detected landing nearby. That's not good news for you, but here's a rundown on how to deal with that. First of all, keep your distance, because believe it or not, it hurts if a meteor hits you. Once grounded, head over and call down the brand new rock cracker modules. Hook these up to the highlighted spots on the meteor, piece it together with your trusty little tools, and get cracking. These modules need to be maintained during the event, as its durability will decrease constantly. Bounce between both modules to repair them and keep enemies off of them. If the durability drops to 0, you'll need to reboot, slowing your progress on the event. Once you break open the meteor, grab the dormant plague hearts. There's probably going to be around 3 to 4 inside there. For every 6 plague hearts you collect, you'll be rewarded 1 script in the performance pass, so don't pass these up. Get it? Because it's a performance pass, you don't pass them up.
Wow.
It's really funny stuff. I like this meteor event. It's pretty sick. Feels familiar, hooking cables up to a thing and defending it, but the machines draining health for the entire event makes it really engaging to do. There isn't really much downtime, and also compared to previous events, it's very short, especially when compared to the hacking events in Season 1 and 2, which felt a little too long after doing them so many times. Having these events be a shorter length leaves players feeling, hey, that was pretty neat and I'm down to do more of them. Being in a cave and hearing mission control call out that there's a meteor about to land near you is also pretty cool. Gets the blood pumping a little bit the first times you hear it. Also, I do love that when you deposit the plague hearts, the little tendrils from it show up on Molly. That's kind of fun.
Oh.
Dwarves can't catch all these meteors before it's too late though, and that leaves some caves filled with active contagion spikes that are spreading that yucky disease stuff all around Hoxies. Missions with a lithophage outbreak warning will have another main objective that has to be completed. There can be anywhere from 1 to 3 contagion spikes to deactivate per cave. To disinfect these, DRG sends down some new tools for containing rockpox. The Lithofoamer and the Lithovac are the 2 handy tools for the job. You're given 2 of each per drop. To clean up a contagion spike, you have to coat the yellow blisters in lithofoam and then vacuum the areas up afterward to remove the growths. While doing this, you're probably going to piss off some larvae and infected bugs, but you know, that's kind of the usual here. Once enough is cleared out, the spikes will deactivate. Sometimes it can be kind of difficult to reach some of the blisters,
Yeah,
but
because
if
that
you have
has
all
its
4 classes, I
entirely
can't
new
imagine it's gonna
objectives.
be that
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah.
The Rockpox isn't going to be happy about you being
Yeah,
near it,
yeah.
though. If the infection gauge gets filled up, you'll get stuck in place and you'll have to break out of it like being
Oh,
frozen.
God.
Believe it or not, I love this warning. The addition of more complex warnings almost feels like mini mission types that can be layered over any objective.
Yeah,
increasing
yeah,
mission
that is really
diversity
cool.
across the board. It also avoids the problem that sabotage missions ran into in the last couple seasons, where people got kind of tired of doing them since they were a season challenge. Now either of the season 3 events can be in any mission type, and I think that's a really great idea. If you're aware, I made a video about a year ago called Cleaning in Video Games, and if you aren't, you should go watch it because it's great. I have a lot of experience with cleaning games because for some reason I just really love playing them. So this warning was actually a dream come true for me. I love stuff like this. An important part of making cleaning in a game feel great is making the entire process from start to finish extremely satisfying to do. Power Wash Sim is a great example of this, and
Power
another
Wash
kind
Sim
of
is so
different
good.
example is Viscera Cleanup Detail. The Outbreak Warning is more of a Power Wash Sim kind of satisfying though. Coating stuff in foam and sucking it up feels really good, and watching the Rockpox terrain deactivate afterwards is such a cool and rewarding effect. Also, listen, I don't do this very often, but I do want to brag for a little bit. I did predict the cleaning minigame idea minutes after the teaser was showed off of the lithofoamer and the lithovac in the rig. And honestly, my speculation on this season overall was pretty spot on. Hell, even most of the stuff I wanted to see added personally was also in this update. I'm actually part of the team at Ghost Ship Games now, apparently. See them on their new website. This morning has
Just
started a
added
little
himself.
drama between Power Wash Simulator and DRG on Twitter. It kind of hurts though. It's like watching my two best pals fight right in front of me and I don't want to pick sides. It's like watching my parents fight. I just can't choose a side there, you know? I mean, dwarves are better than gnomes, no doubt, but come on guys, let's get it together here. We can work this out. The main thing originally announced for this update was new grenades, and they're here. There's one for each class, and I think they did a really great job this time around. The Voltaic Stun Sweeper is an electric boomerang for Scout. So now that I've actually waited for something to come out before I decide whether or not it's good or bad, guess what? It's pretty good. The maximum carrying capacity of these is 8, and if you don't hit any enemies with one, it'll come back and you won't lose a charge. So you can sit here and just fling it around like an idiot. It's pretty fun. It can bounce 9 times, and on impact applies electrocution, damage, and a 7-second stun. As you can imagine, the best part of the thing is the stun. That's a really long time to keep an enemy from attacking or moving. It's pretty sick. In my testing, this was fun with pretty much any of the
Actually, I just
primaries,
should
but
check how long this
especially
video
Bullets
is.
of Mercy on the deep core
I
since it
probably
applies
shouldn't
an
watch the whole
elemental
thing.
effect. These mostly struggle against swarmers and shockers. They can kill
But
them,
it's-
but
I'm
it's
finding it
pretty
interesting.
slow and it just doesn't work very well. Overall, I think the electric boomerang is neat. Scout already had a pretty
Oh,
solid
hey,
set of
digits.
grenades, and this one's
Welcome
working
to the
pretty well
stream.
too. The spring-loaded Ripper for Driller is a throwable lawnmower for bugs, and I was excited when I saw the teaser for this. It's pretty much what I
Ooh.
expected. You're given a max of 6 throwable lawnmowers that run for a bit over 7 seconds, and these can do
Neat.
145 damage on impact. Unlike axes, this is much better for multiple enemies, and the terrain surrounding it impacts its effectiveness significantly. Larger
Yeah.
rooms where bugs are less concentrated are not where it shines, but enemies grouped together in a small place, that's pretty dang good. One of my favorite ways to use this was digging a tunnel into the wall with drills, leading bugs into it, and tossing one along the walls and
Yeah,
letting it spin around
Death
like
Machine.
a Gary's Mod Death Run trap. Combining this with Engineer's Lures could have a lot of potential as well, but I haven't tested that yet. I've gone on record saying it often, but I don't use Driller's other grenades other than axes pretty much ever. I don't like the other options, but the spring-loaded Ripper might switch things up a bit for me. Finding the best place to throw it feels really fun, and even if you can't get them all in
You hurt
a small
yourself with
area
it?
to be repeatedly hit, it can still take down enemies on one pass. Driller's cool, lawnmower guy now, like it, and I'm confident that mods relating to Chainsaw Man are inevitable at this point. Engineer's Shredder Swarm Grenade, also known as the SSG, didn't really seem that fun to me at first, but after using it, I completely 180'd on this. I love lures, I think it's one of the coolest parts of playing Engineer. It fits the class role perfectly, so taking that out of my hands is pretty hard, but I like how these fit into the class too. 2 of Engineer's grenades feel more defensive, that being lures and prox mines. And now there's 2 offense-oriented ones, that being the Plasma Burster, also known as the Teammate Murder Machine, and the SSGs. It's important to note that you can only have 1 swarm of shredders at a time, which is 5 shredders in total, 5 shredders at Freddy's, so don't throw multiple grenades at a time, it doesn't do anything. These are great to deploy when a large set of enemies is incoming, and I'd highly recommend fighting alongside the shredders to help them move from target to target faster. It's also handy for guiding attention from players towards enemies that might not have been
They
noticed.
sound like a grenade
Which
I would
sounds like a
enjoy.
small thing, but it can be pretty useful sometimes. You can slap them around, which I was hoping would have more of a use case, but it kind of is just a fun little thing you can do. If there's an enemy nearby, the shredder is gonna notice it before you do, and hitting them towards an enemy you want them to target isn't really a reliable thing. It feels awesome to have a swarm of little robots fight alongside you, and fits the class playstyle and
Yeah.
personality perfectly. Engineer
Yeah,
has
yeah.
such a great class identity, and I love how his
I really
characters
like
form around
Engineer.
the content they add. It's such a unique way of making the class feel unique in gameplay and identity. This guy just steals mean stuff lately. He's been stealing the laser rocks and robots, and he just makes some friends.
Woke
It's
up
great.
after sleeping
The
like 14
Tactical
hours.
Web
Oh,
Burster is a
damn.
grenade that shoots out 576 bullets around a room. Gunner, believe it or not,
Oh,
likes
shit.
guns. And in this case, he's got more gun than ever. With a Mac,
More gun than ever, yeah. I've also been sleeping a lot recently, but like not. I've been sleeping a lot, but then still been sleepy. It's really frustrating, honestly. Oh yeah, skip when he starts talking about cosmetics. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Max capacity of 4, this is a pretty great option if you're dealing with any enemy nearby, whether it's a big guy or a bunch of little guys. It takes about half a second to arm, and I'd say it's worth throwing as close to enemies as possible, where the bullets are more concentrated. You can also stick the grenade onto any surface you throw it on, so keep that in mind when choosing where you toss it. This looks super cool to use, packs a lot of punch, but make sure you keep your distance when you throw it. You're gonna regret it if you don't. I would say this is my least favorite of the 4 grenades, but by a very small amount. I just like this one slightly less than the rest. In a previous video I made a couple months ago, I said I was really hoping for some more cave variety. I love seeing new cave generation. It's a really important piece of the gameplay, and it makes me extremely happy that new cave variation was added in this update. The primary area where attention was given was point extraction, and I'm so excited to try these out. Oh my god, I just love point extraction so much, so this is gonna be so cool to me.
Still with a stomach bug.
Say what is and isn't new generation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad to hear you're better now.
Variety beforehand. I definitely stumbled upon some new ones, and I'll show those here, but they also did show off a few clips in a trailer of new rooms that I can throw in the video here too. Basically, there's new cave shapes. That's good. It's another season, so that means another performance pass. I don't know what you expected. Everything from Season 2 has been moved to other loot pools in the game, just like Season 1, so don't worry if you didn't get everything from Season 2, you can find it somewhere else in the game now. You know what time it is. It's time for me to look at virtual Space Dwarf cosmetics and say they look cool.
Okay, yeah, I'll skip that part. But yeah, yeah, God, it's been ages since I played Deep Rock Galactic. I should return to it at some point. But yeah, it's interesting because for me, my sleepiness thing was like the other day I slept like in the middle of the day, and so I was like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep well at night. So I took there's these melatonin pills that Mark uses sometimes. He doesn't really like them very much because they don't really work for him, but I tried one of them and it fucked me up. It made me so tired. I slept so long. And I've felt sleepy ever since. Yeah. I've been extra sleepy ever since. It's like I'm slowly working out. Oh, you don't sleep restful with melatonin? Oh, that's interesting because I thought you would because I mean maybe that is the problem. Maybe that is why I'm having a problem I'm having. But because I would have thought it would work better because melatonin is just the hormone that your body releases to make you feel sleepy. So I thought, oh, that's safer than using other stuff. But yeah, clearly from my reaction to it, it has not done it's not done super well for me. But then again, most sleeping pills don't. Most sleeping pills, you don't really sleep particularly well. Video that broke Tom this year. Oh.
I need people to understand that if I text you H-E-H-E, it's not it's it is not
yeah.
It's
that is what I
Tom's doing it. What the fuck?
Tom's true.
It's so that is really true though.
Tom, did you make this?
I can't believe it.
Holy shit.
I can't fucking believe it. I understand that if I text you H-E-H-E, it's not it's it is not it's
That's what I sound like.
Don't even touch melatonin. Ah, interesting.
Oh my god.
Interesting. I've never heard that.
That's my laugh. How did you find it?
oh fuck. Oh my god.
Should we go on a quick break now?
Yeah, we'll have
Is that a good moment? Well, Tom?
yeah. No, that's exactly what I want. I think I want people to know that without having to tell them, but I don't tell them anything. But that is exactly what when I write H-E-H-E, I'm like is the intended laugh that I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm not going like I'm going like it's the laugh that Yeah, it's just straight up. That's what I intend. Sauce spaghetti.
On October 12th,
What
the
the-
TF2 team, quote, fixed a server crash related to multiple heavies spam firing their weapons. How does the heavy simply firing his gun cause a server crash? As it turns out, it was a problem with the object
Right,
limit.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
As
yeah.
I've explained in a previous video, TF2 has an object limit of 2048,
unless
which
with
means
tilde,
that
yeah.
if there are more than this number of objects in the game at once, the server explodes. This is why Sandman baseballs, for example, don't stick around forever. After some time, they'll get deleted. But how does firing a minigun overflow the object limit, let alone create an object
There's too many
at all?
heavies, I suppose.
When the heavy fires his gun, he makes an angry face. Valve wanted to make sure facial animations were synchronized for everyone in the server, so that, for example, if I call spy, you don't hear the voice line first, and only later do you see the mouth move.
Magnesium.
Seems
Ah,
I am
okay.
not the only spy.
They achieved this by having the server send facial animations as objects to your computer. So technically speaking, facial animations are objects in the same way the baseball is an object, and counts toward the object limit.
Okay.
Whenever a facial animation is initiated, the server sends your computer an object, which tells you to render that animation on someone's face. After some time, the facial animation object expires and gets deleted, which triggers the face to go back to neutral. This has never been a problem because these facial animation objects are always temporary and disappear after a short time. The angry face is also limited to one at a time, so it won't ever create more than one angry face object. This is the case for every weapon in TF2. Except the minigun. For some reason, it has no restrictions on how many angry face objects it can make. When you rev up, the heavy does an angry face and an object is created. When you start firing, the heavy does an angrier face and an object is created. When you stop firing, the heavy goes back to his slightly less angry face, creating another object. So if you rapidly tap fire, you will spawn many objects.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
The angry face object created by the minigun still expires and deletes itself after some time. So with an auto clicker, you can only create about 200 objects before it plateaus. By yourself, this wouldn't be enough to crash anything.
But if
on a
multiple
map
heavies
with
are doing
lots
it.
of objects already, and a few friends, you could cause big problems. So that's how shooting your gun and moving your face used to break TF2.
Do not press your primary fire.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know that they used objects to handle facial animation in TF2. But I guess it makes sense in some capacity. It's for synchronization purposes. Interesting. I found several accounts of mine got hacked by some Russian hackers. Oh, okay. Shit. Be careful that magnesium is also laxative. Oh, I see. Okay, yes. I shall keep the note of that. Yeah. Sauce spaghetti too.
From the list of flares.
Wait, was
When
it
you
supposed to
airblast
start
a detonator
40
flare,
seconds in?
The team alignment and owner is changed to match the air blaster, but
Janus managed to get hacked every other day. Yeah. Yeah. Who else was it? There was someone else I remember on the channel who frequently was like, you got hacked. Accidental timestamp? Okay.
a detonator jump is about this high. So why is it that when I air blast it, it does this? Even a reflected rocket doesn't come close. What's going on? Normally, when you fire the detonator,
More of a warning because they
the
said
game creates
some
a
odd
list of
links on my
flares
Twitter.
your
Oh,
detonator
okay.
owns. Later, when you decide to detonate it, the game runs through that list and tells every flare to explode. Your flare will then try to explode. If it succeeds, two things happen. It marks itself the projectile object for immediate deletion, and 2, phones back the detonator it came from, confirming it exploded so it can get removed from the list of flares. When you airblast a detonator flare, the team alignment and owner is changed to match the airblaster, but control over who can detonate the flare stays with the pyro who originally shot it. This becomes a problem because now, the flare is phoning the wrong person about getting removed from the list of flares. The way the flare finds the detonator it came from is to look up who currently owns the projectile, then look for their detonator. Since the airblaster is now the owner of the flare will mistakenly try to find the airblaster's detonator to remove themselves from the flare's list. To which nothing would happen, because the airblaster either doesn't have a detonator, or their flares list wouldn't have their ID on the list. So because the flare is looking up the wrong guy, the flare ends up never getting removed from the original detonator's flares list, which means that the original shooter can repeatedly detonate that flare, stacking tons of knockback. But the flare also marks itself for immediate deletion, so why can it be detonated multiple times? The source engine only checks if there's something it should delete every 0.015 seconds, which means that depending on when you try to detonate a flare, it can take up to 0.015 seconds before the engine will actually delete your flare, even if you say something should be deleted right now. So what happens is that when an airblasted flare gets detonated, it first tries to remove itself from the flares list and fails. It then also tries to delete itself immediately, but won't actually get deleted for some time, resulting in a short window for the flare to constantly detonate, creating the massive knockback you see. This is also why the damage indicator shows more than one tick. Since an airblasted flare can't phone back and get themselves removed from the flares list, it will stay there forever, meaning this is technically a memory leak, but the most insignificant and meaningless of memory leaks, since storing the ID of the flare takes almost no memory.
Yeah.
Oh wow, super jump.
Fascinating. So weird. So strange. Yeah, so the outcome of all that is that, yeah, for a yeah, the outcome of that is that in the end, you end up with a tiny ID still being referenced in a list somewhere. But technically a memory leak, but it depends on how big that list can get, I suppose, before you get actual issues. Whoops, all explosion. Yeah. Not useful reaction content, but I like this video. Okay.
Good morning, Hank. It's
Against
Tuesday. I was
nihilism.
recently asked to speak to a group of college students, and here is some of what I said. There's a certain strain of nihilism that has grown popular of late. Everything's trash, so why even bother? Nothing matters in the long run anyway. And I'm sympathetic to these perspectives because the world is profoundly unjust and our shared challenges are overwhelming. And also, yes, I am aware that nothing matters in the long run. Something like 275 million stars are going to die tomorrow. And in that context, it's a little difficult to get excited about earthly affairs like building bridges and sewer systems and voting. But I reject nihilism, not only because I believe that nihilism, like all straightforward answers to life's great questions, is inadequate, but also because I think human life itself is imbued with meaning. I wrote my book, The Anthropocene Reviewed, because I wanted to pay attention to where my attention was going. And by attention, I don't mean like the ability to focus without distraction. I mean consciousness itself, our soul stuff, where that's going. After all, what and who you care about, what and who you devote your soul stuff to, when taken together, will be known as your life. And through 3.5 years of writing the book, I learned some stuff about like Staphylococcus aureus and how grocery stores came to exist. But the biggest thing I learned, and it surprised me, is that I am broadly in favor of humans. Now, I want to be clear that as species go, we are a catastrophe. We have caused countless extinctions, we've poisoned rivers and caused famines and murdered the innocent. Like, we aren't the first form of life to become so powerful and ubiquitous that our very success endangers the planet's climate and biodiversity. Cyanobacteria caused a mass extinction over 1 billion years ago, but we're the first species to know what we're doing while we do it. But then there's the other side of the coin, which is that we are also really interesting. We know the structure of DNA. We make art and other things like sports and cappuccino and YouTube that we don't technically need to survive, but still kind of need. We know what's keeping the stars apart. We try to protect our young. We make really good music. Now, of course, none of this matters in the grand scheme of things. The sun is still going to turn into a red giant and boil our oceans away, but we don't live in the grand scheme of things. I think there is meaning in human life because there is meaning in us and in how we are bound together. There is meaning in loving and being loved and in hearing and being heard. Like, when I'm thinking about why any of it matters, I always think about this line from Richard Wright. I would hurl words into this darkness, wait for an echo, and if an echo sounded, no matter how faintly, I would send other words to march, to fight, to create a sense of the hunger for life that gnaws in us all. I reject nihilism because I believe in the value of hurling words into the darkness, not least because it is possible that you, when you are in the darkness, may echo them back. I know that optimism at the moment feels foolish and cringy, and nihilism feels like a way of trying to cut yourself off from the reality of feeling so you don't have to grapple with all the complexities and pain. I get it, I do it too, but I would encourage you to hurl your words into the darkness, to never give up on trying to bring light and noise to where otherwise there would only be cave darkness and silence. Equally, I would ask you to be an echo, to tell your friends and loved ones that you hear them, not just the words that they're saying, but also the feelings and thoughts that lie beneath those words. I think the opportunity and responsibility of personhood is to make meaning and to acknowledge the meaning in others' lives. We do this through loving and helping others, and through
that is a
allowing
great
others
quote.
to love and help us, and through deepening our shared understanding of the universe and our place in it. So yeah, maybe nothing matters, but only until we make things matter, and maybe life is meaningless, but only until we make it meaningful. Hank, I'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, that's a really good video. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to give you the Wholesome Award for that. Because I like it. I've been binging Vlogbrothers recently until like a couple weeks ago. I had no idea this John Green was the John Green who wrote The Fault in Our Stars. Oh! I also didn't know that. You're welcome. Yeah. We don't live in the grand scheme of things. It's a freaking great quote. And that's a great video. I'm glad you posted it. It's one of those things where, yeah, sometimes you do feel like you need to like numb yourself with nihilism so you can get through the harshness that is reality, but I liked that. That was good. We should still try to bring meaning to our lives and things like that. But yeah. Anyway, watching Hank a few months. I only recently saw John pop up on. Yeah, same. Like, it's interesting because I never really watched the brothers. I never really watched them back when they were like when they first became really big and popular and stuff like that. I just, because of YouTube Shorts, actually. YouTube Shorts, suddenly Hank started popping up in my YouTube Shorts stuff a bunch recently. And I like his videos a lot. I like a lot of what Hank does. And then every now and then, just John would pop up in one-off videos. And yeah, he always does interesting videos like that. He always does... His videos are very different from Hank's, but like they're both very good. They're very good YouTube creators, as well as everything else that they do with their lives, you know. I say TikToks, but yeah, it was YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I don't use TikTok, but I use YouTube Shorts, and most, like, a good amount of YouTube Shorts are just TikToks that have been reposted on YouTube. Anyway, yeah, back to funny. Who's cooking tonight? Oh, have I seen this?
Oh, shit.
This sounds familiar.
Nicky.
I'm actually really hungry as well. Can do with food.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Steak dinner.
Yeah, I will deep fry you an entire goddamn cow.
Hell yeah!
I'm just playing with you, man. I can't
I
believe
think
you
I might have
fell for
posted this
that.
ages ago, but before I rewatched it earlier, I thought it was worth a rewatch. Yeah. If you had posted it before, it'll be from like.
Get your ass in the.
It'll be from like the Discord days of the reaction streams.
Mister, I don't think I like your attitude.
Kiss my ass.
No, I've already eaten my banana.
Coach,
I've
you
already
do that
eaten it.
again, and I will.
Oh, God!
That's right. Yeah. You just put it back up.
I don't think you're happy.
Oh my god.
Good thing I'm in this.
It's funny because that's something I always remember hearing. Is that if you want to, oh god.
That better have been an accident. Don't make me get sweet Lincoln's mom.
What? Oh hell. And it's about to get all Baghdad and shit.
Tits. Hey, that's not cool. Seriously.
I completely forgot what I was gonna say. It's like I was gonna say about it. Oh yeah, if you're a voice actor, what voice actor advice I heard was like,
I don't care.
Excuse me.
Nobody cares.
I have to tell you about time
Not
Keith
again.
if you're a voice actor, first thing you need to practice is, well, first thing any voice actor should do is get good at screaming. One of the most common, like, first things you'll ever do as a voice actor is there's like a few lines of like there's the typical military lines that are common that is like grenade out, get down, and all that kind of stuff. But the most common thing you'll do as a voice actor in most voice actor jobs is scream. Get good at being ah that kind of stuff, because I was just noticing how much screaming there is in Lifted, because of course there is. Lifted characters have so many so many varied voice lines that are just screaming. Can you beat this? Let's have a look. As someone who's yelling his normal talking volume, that bodes bad for me. Oh yeah. That also boded bad for me as well, because I'm someone who struggles to scream.
So sped up.
Matt making speedrun, and it was sped up as well. I don't know. I don't know if I could beat that. That was fast. That was pretty fast. Long video, but you don't need to watch for long to get the point. Okay. Yeah. I'll probably we'll just watch this one as like a last video, and then we'll call it for today. Ham didn't crash. I call hacked. Yeah. Back for Blood proves Valve carried Left 4 Dead. Yes, I I didn't want to say. Well, I mean, I've said it in different words, but honestly, I got the feeling. I got this feeling from Back 4 Blood. I don't always agree with Crowcat or Crowbcat. I don't always agree with their videos. Some of their videos I find very frustrating. But then sometimes they release a video that I'm like, yes, 100%. Everything they say is 1000% true. This might be one of them. Let's see.
With Valve for so long that it was really easy for us to just show them stuff. They'd be like, here, check this out. We had a prototype up and running. Keep in mind, at this point, you know, the environment is all just big gray boxes. It's not pretty at all. The infected are still the sort of cheesy terrorist zombies.
I mean, it was already fun. So then it was just like, well, now we just got to make it look good.
Of Turtle Rock Studios. This is pretty exciting for all us Left 4 Dead fans. Of course, you guys are known for all the amazing work Left 4 Dead, and now you're building building on the legacy with this new zombie co-op shooter. What's new? What can you tell us about it, Chris?
Well, we wanted to do more and bigger, right?
Okay, here we go. Here's the gameplay reveal of Back 4 Blood.
Not me. You all lost people. Lost someone close.
Oh, so I'm to blame?
Oh, fuck no!
Man.
Revolver here, pistol here. Over there?
In the defense of Back 4 Blood, I never noticed any of these things when I played it. Just running straight into it. Not even trying to attack the person standing right next to him. The fuck? To be fair as well, I didn't play that. I only really played the beta version, so I never really saw. I didn't see everything that the game has to offer, you know? There's plenty more that I've not seen. And a lot of this stuff looks like it's stuff from later on.
Since killing zombies is such a big part of this game, we invested a lot of time into making their death animations more dramatic than simple ragdolls. We had a professional stuntman on a motion capture stage.
I don't think I did do a Left 4 Dead developer commentary series. Did I? Let's have a look. Let's have a real quick look. Because I know I did developer commentary for a lot of things. Developer. Why would that video pop up? The fuck? Developer. Oh, it keeps. Oh, I'm searching in the wrong. I'm using the wrong search box. I'm using the shitty one. Developer. This one's better. I've done a lot of developer commentaries, but no, I don't think I did. I don't think I ever did one for Left 4 Dead. I meant to do one for TF2 as well, but I never got around to it. I suppose I could do one now, nowadays. I could do that this month sometime. Do some developer commentary stuff. Because it's been a long time since I did developer commentary, and some people might be interested in seeing that. Speaking of Valve, did you think Half-Life 3 could still work. Or should be called something else. I honestly, I've talked about this before, I think. I think I've mentioned this on stream before. In my opinion, Half-Life Alyx was Half-Life 3. And if they make like a Half-Life Barney that's like in the same vein as Half-Life 3, in my mind, it's the way I see it is like Gold Source was your Half-Life 1, Source Engine was your Half-Life 2, Source 2 is your Half-Life 3. You know, the first Half-Life game to be released on each new system is the next layer of Half-Life. So in my mind, Half-Life Alyx is Half-Life 3. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Because each new Half-Life, the whole premise of doing a new Half-Life was an advancement in technology that, you know, it usually was like something interesting could be done with new technology. So a new Half-Life came out. And Half-Life Alyx was all the VR stuff, all the VR tech, and the best practices for VR. That's the way I see it, at least. One thing I learned from it was that the rescue closets were meant to be a whole new survivor. I see. Like a magic respawn. Yeah. Interesting. See, it was supposed to be, like, if they had more than just the 4 playable characters, then you could have each respawn closet have, like, a different character in it, and you could have the same player play as that new character, but you'd have, like, a different survivor pop out of a closet each time, so that the players could keep playing, but they have, like, new people. That person literally died, and then a new person came. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really interesting. I can see why they didn't do it in the end, but I think that would have been a really interesting feature. Especially since they ended up going with the, like, episodic content, where it's like, the players are all put into... I know they ended up tying them all together. All the episodes ended up being tied together, but considering that they ended up making each episode, like, its own distinct, unique thing, as though none of the rest of them happened, or they had no, like, specific order in which they were supposed to happen. They could have definitely done that in Left 4 Dead 1, sorry. And Epistle 3 is Episode 3. Yes. Yeah. I still think that in terms of the storyline of Half-Life, I don't know if we'll ever get the final chapter of the game, but we're gonna get a lot of other chapters in the meantime. I think we're gonna get another VR story. Like I always semi-joke, but actually I kind of want it. A Half-Life Barney, where you play as Barney in VR. In some story that might be somewhere between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 sort of thing. And then yeah, we've got there's that Citadel thing coming out, which sounds more like a multiplayer game. If HLX ever comes out. Lol, yeah. Or Citizen, or Neon Prime, or anything Half-Life related comes out of Valve. We'll see. It's still up in the air. Also, I'll probably just watch a little bit more of this and watch the rest of it in my own time, honestly. Because we've reached the end of the stream. I gotta get going because I got stuff I gotta do today. But yeah, I'll definitely do a Left 4 Dead developer commentary sometime soon. I think I like that idea.
Form about 100 different dying animations from different kinds of weapons and hit from different directions, like from the front or behind. We then combine these mocap animations with the physics-driven ragdolls. The result is a really cinematic experience, with zombies that stumble for a few steps into a wall, then slide down the wall and collapse, for example. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I remember... I must have seen some of the developer commentary for Left 4 Dead, because I remember this stuff. I've definitely done developer commentary. I've definitely played the developer commentary of Left 4 Dead 1 and or 2. Yeah, you look at it. What is this? Something that's from like a previous generation of games is like way better. It has way better animation stuff than the modern variety.
We treat the infected horde as a major character in Left 4 Dead and spend a lot of effort in making their movements believable. Common hordes stagger around, cough, vomit, fight amongst themselves, lean against walls, sit on the ground, and lie down as part of their wandering behaviors.
Well,
When they see
I'll
a
just watch the
survivor,
full
they
bit.
become enraged,
And
taking
I'll
off
skip
in
to
full
23.
sprint, leaning into their turns, trying to get to their victim.
Yeah.
We wanted to express this rage in their faces as well. So we found efficient ways for each member of the horde to make intense facial expressions.
You sometimes do forget how good the animation stuff is in Left 4 Dead. You actually look at the animation stuff in Left 4 Dead, it's so good. It's the same animation every single time. That is pretty sad.
It was a challenge to create this diversity of looks for common infected and take advantage of unique clothing or uniforms in specific areas. For instance, lots of TSA agents are spawned in the airport, hospital patients around the hospital, cops in the streets, office employees in the offices, etc. It helped to reinforce the sense of a vast epidemic.
We wanted to add further variety to Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, so we extended this notion when we added the Mudman, the Clown, the Construction Worker, and the Riot Cop.
Yeah, these were like special special common infected. Oh, that's not good. That animation's not good. Yeah. Yeah, I never really had an in-depth look at Back 4 Blood's like stuff. That's really I just played the beta and didn't really pay much attention.
Valve retains Left 4 Dead, and they signed us back our logo and name. Mike's decided he was done running his own studio.
Here to talk about the co-op shooter is project lead Mike Ruth.
I think at the time he was really enjoying not being the boss, so he said, I don't want to run Turtle Rock 2.0.
We've had to sit by for the past 10 years and watch other people sort of riff on something that we created. As creators of Left 4 Dead,
from the award-winning creators of Left 4 Dead,
creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise.
Made by the creators of Left 4 Dead.
No. Make sure the 360 was up to snuff, make sure the PC is polished, and it's going to be spectacular now.
Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, both of those I really put a lot of thought into replayability.
You can pull people back around corners that they thought they'd already got past, and it's a really interesting space for that, for Versus in particular.
We're actually really honored that there's such a strong fan base for Left 4 Dead 1.
Left 4 Dead characters, there's a lot of agonizing over what's the cast of characters, who's going to want to play them, who are they in this world.
Law and Eric Wolpaw.
The action was sort of procedurally generated, and so we were never really sure how much time we had before there was going to be 100 zombies running at you.
Once you make debugging 10 times faster, it becomes feasible to do something that was infeasible before because of the debugging cost.
What we did was we used blood splats to differentiate similar textures and added some grind to them.
Now time finally arrived. So we set a hard date this time, I'll tell you. I'm pleased, Chet. And it'll be quality.
The goal of the director was to create kind of peaks and valleys in this estimated arousal level.
All these members of Valve that are no longer members of Valve.
You guys refuted a rumor about Left 4 Dead 3, and I hear the giggling already. So we're going to continue with this.
Clown.
Because you're playing the same mission a bunch of times, if we played the exact same line at the exact same location, it would be rapidly very tiring.
I believe it does, yeah. I believe Left 4 Dead
Wanted
2
at
does have
Valve
it
was
too.
to create an experience of playing through a really good horror film.
Moby goes on to lead art direction for Team Fortress 2, then works on titles such as Left 4 Dead.
But I also worked on Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, good point. Evolve was one of those other games that was said to be Left 4 Dead, the Left 4 Dead replacer, and it was pretty shit in the end too. I'll put the watched flare on this. Yeah. I'm gonna open that up and I'm gonna watch the stuff I skipped later because I'm really fascinated. Yeah, as I kind of thought, like it was always there in the back of my mind that I was it's always talked about it. It's like, oh, from the makers of the original Left 4 Dead developers. But then it's like, how did they? I remember already thinking like, how did they do Left 4 Dead so wrong with Back 4 Blood? Yeah, Back 4 Blood just made me appreciate Left 4 Dead more. Exactly. I actually kind of want to get back to the original Left 4 Dead because Left 4 Dead 1 is quite different from Left 4 Dead 2 in many ways. And Left 4 Dead 1 was the one that I played like so much and I loved that game. Left 4 Dead 2 is good. Like it just advanced a bunch of features from Left 4 Dead 1, but I still love Left 4 Dead 1 in its original state. Yeah, no, what I noticed, see, I didn't pay too much attention to when I was playing Back 4 Blood. I didn't pay too much attention to the like nitty-gritty fine details. But something that immediately stood out to me was the sound design. I talked about it, how it's like and sound and visual design. In Left 4 Dead, I feel like I always know what's going on around me, generally speaking, unless I've been like biled and there's music blaring and stuff like that. But in the moment-to-moment gameplay of Left 4 Dead, I feel like I know what's going on. I can hear it, I can like sense it, I can feel it. And Back 4 Blood, I was constantly like, what is happening? There's just like shit going on everywhere and I just didn't know what was happening around me. I was constantly sort of like in a daze in Back 4 Blood, like not being able to read the game, which is something that Left 4 Dead does really well. Left 4 Dead is very, very readable. Yeah, I played a bit of Left 4 Dead 1, got the what you're trying to prove achievement. Oh, nice. What are you trying to prove? Yeah, I believe I got the what are you trying to prove, but I never got the second one, the one from the second game. I definitely see what you mean with Left 4 Dead 1 having better zombie placement by the director. Yes! Okay, I'm so glad I'm not losing my mind about that. Yeah, Left 4 Dead 1 has empty areas which feel more interesting and unique, while Left 4 Dead 2 has every room full. Exactly! I'm so glad to hear you say that, Maddie, because I've thought that for years. Like, Left 4 Dead 1, there were these lull moments, and then there were these intense moments, and you could kind of, in certain areas, if you were very pro and careful about it, you could like clear out spaces ahead of time without alerting a horde. You know, you could like, if you were swift but accurate and quiet, you could clear out a space just shooting zombies in the head with your pistols or whatever, and like deal with the zombies within a space, and then kind of have free roam of the space. And then yeah, if you were doing, depending on how the level's structured, how the AI director decides to structure it, you do just get areas without having to kill anything. You just get areas that are just empty. And I noticed that was something I always noticed with Left 4 Dead 2 is that never happens. You kind of can never get the whole area clear. There's always zombies about. There's always zombies you have to just like melee away or deal with as you run. You can never just be you You can never just have a lull moment in Left 4 Dead 2, which I thought was kind of sad. But wait, is God of War out? I think it is actually. Oh, on the 9th? Ah. Wait, God of War Ragnarok is what it's called, isn't it? Oops. Yeah, 9th. It's out on the 9th, yeah. So not yet, very close though. I guess you could say less is more. Exactly. Knowing, like, the way the Left 4 Dead 1 director works, I feel like knowing that, like, yeah, having those quiet moments and then having those moments where, like, hordes come and stuff like that, it just feels more satisfying to me. I just feel like the game experience is better, in my opinion. Like, Left 4 Dead 2 is still great, but I loved Left 4 Dead 1 and its AI director. I think it's really good. But anyway, this is a good end of the stream. I liked I liked having these discussions. And yeah, it was a good reminder that I should definitely do some more developer commentary stuff. I'll do a Left 4 Dead 1 and a Team Fortress 2 one sometime soon. Only problem is Left 4 Dead 1 has very few players now, and playing expert with Left 4 Dead 1 bots, ouch. Yeah, fun fact though is that, like, interesting thing though, is I believe, at least for the most part, I don't know if I did it for every single one. I have a feeling I got friends to help me with 1 or 2 of the campaigns, but most of the campaigns for Left 4 Dead 1 I did with the bots. Mainly for the fact that player characters would shoot me. Friends of mine that I'd play expert with would semi frequently accidentally shoot me and kill me. I can't control that. Bots will never shoot you. Even if they do shoot you, it just makes your camera go like yeah. Left 4 Dead 1 expert friendly fire, yeah. A single shotgun round will down you. Yeah. Instant down from it. Tiniest tickle from an auto shotty. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, having your friends accidentally shoot you and down you is like a huge loss in expert in Left 4 Dead 1. So, I actually ended up doing most of the campaigns solo. I think I did Mercy, No Mercy campaign, and I think Blood Harvest. Was it Blood Harvest? Either that or the one that ends with the boat. I forget what it's called. Death Toll, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, I think I did those. It was, I don't think it was Blood Harvest. I think I tried Blood Harvest with friends a bunch of times. No, it was Blood Harvest. It was Blood Harvest. No Mercy and Blood Harvest were the ones that I did with friends, because I just couldn't do them with bots. But the others, I think all the others I did with bots. I remember losing a player on the Blood Harvest finale thanks to friendly fire, but otherwise it was fine. Right, yep. Yeah, I always found, because I just remember doing Blood Harvest over and over again, and that level that's, like, the second to last level? Yeah, the one where you're going from, like, a barn area that has, like, there's, like, a farm area that you're in, and there's a barn, and then you hop down onto some tracks. We kept having someone shoot someone else on the way to the tracks in that level. Over and over again, someone would get shot and downed, and I just remember restarting that level over and over and getting so mad about it. But we did it. We eventually did it. Yeah. Like 1.5 hours on Blood Harvest with bots. Couldn't do it. Yeah. No death run as soon as I got players though. Oh damn. Holy shit. Yeah, that's the thing. Melee cooldown was probably a good addition for Left 4 Dead 2, lol. Yeah, well that's what made Left 4 Dead 1 like so much more possible in terms of that method, is that melee, you could melee infinitely. And meleeing infinitely, while great for survivors, not so great for special infected if you're playing like versus. Really unfair. Because you can just continuously melee was so powerful in Left 4 Dead 1. Anyway, I should get going. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will do some developer commentary. I'm gonna add that to my schedule. to do some developer commentary, because I like those kind of videos. They're a little bit more chill, and I feel like I can do them at the moment, because I'm working at the moment, so I only have limited time. And I think developer commentary would be a good idea for some videos coming up. So yeah, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I shall have good eats. I'm gonna go eat. I'm really hungry. Yeah. All right. See you next time. Tomorrow there'll be another episode of Silent Hill, I think. Will there? There'll be an episode of something. I can't stream tomorrow, but there will be an episode of something. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye. Bye.